Do the Taz,
everybody
everyone.
home. Do the Taz. Do the
You win an
Taz.
event, do this.
Do the Taz.
I still can't.
Do the
What was
Taz.
he doing there?
Looked rather simian in some ways.
That's not how you do a high five.
I think it was kind of like,
Or a
some
low
sort of
five,
like,
or any
yeah,
kind
who
of
knows?
I've seen a guy called Coco who does it a bit like that. He can speak in sign language and everything.
Oh.
So, keep going. Yeah.
Ooh, all right, there comes another Half-Life TV thread on Thorin.
Yeah,
All right.
Guys, yeah.
All right, let's jump right into it. Titan versus Dignitas.
Yes.
Initial thoughts. We don't know maps or anything quite yet.
Well,
Vetoes are coming.
I think the first thing that needs to be said is obviously this is a rematch. They played each other once already. Dignitas 2-0'd them last time they played. Since then, Dignitas have felt the wrath of Nip, and Titan have obviously won a game and have had a night to sort of compose themselves and get back into it. So I think any chance of it being the same result, for me, slim to none. I'm kind of feeling Titan are going to come back and win this one. But it's got to be said, Dignitas are a team on an upward trajectory. They are getting better each time you see them at a tournament. Titan, on the other hand, have just been absolutely awful. 6s and 7s. They were really poor. They had a chance to get to a final of a really decent-sized tournament at DreamHack Summer. It was a fairly easy route. They'd avoided playing Fnatic and NIP. They just couldn't even mastermind a win over Na'Vi, which Titan 4 months ago would have been capable of doing that. Yeah. So they're in this like awful slump in form. And actually what makes DreamHack Summer worse that they couldn't do it was Kenny S played his best tournament in God knows how long. It was a long, long time. So, yeah, lots of bad stuff going on in Titan right now. And I think they can probably scrape a win here against Dignitas, but I think that's all they're going to do in the tournament.
Yeah, the problem is the first time they met in this tournament, actually Kenny S was the worst player in the whole team.
Yeah,
Statistically, he had a really terrible performance, and he obviously himself was upset by that. In the lower bracket game to get rid of SK Gaming, I say get rid of there, just like sweep him aside, real tournament time. He actually was going off on one then. Him and Apex at the same time had a great game, which is what never happens in this era of Titan, it feels like. So that's a positive sign. The other positive is that Existence is at his best when he kind of knows what he has to work with and making those like adjustments. And so in theory, you've already played a best of 3 against this team already. Yeah. I would hope that means you learn lessons like get overpass out of there, maybe play something else, I would hope they make that initial adjustment. Then you can adjust to what you're actually doing. Like I assume Mirage is probably going to get in there again. So you're probably going to be playing that at some point in the 3 maps. So a bit more of that. I actually think that Titan's going to win this one. The problem is I'm not super confident. Like I think I'm picking Titan to win, maybe a 3 map. But the reason why I'm not that confident though is I actually feel like Titan's better than Dignitas. But in this matchup, it feels like Dignitas matches up very well against Titan, both in terms of the maps and the players. Like actually, the difference is when AZ and Pimp and Kirby go up against the Titan players, they're not like, wow, I hope this superstar doesn't wreck us. Like we know he's going to. Like they're not that intimidated by it. There's no one to intimidate them in that sense,
No, definitely not. And it's got to be said as well. Probably you won't see them ban overpass because what's becoming more and more of a feature of tournaments with, like double elimination or the GSL format or whatever you want to call it, is that Existence watches the game. Like he's the guy. I mean, they must pay him in coffee because he must stay awake on a night while the team are all asleep. He watches the demo, watches the VODs, makes notes. And honestly, I'm not even making this up. People think I exaggerate about this. This guy comes in every day. He has either an iPad or sometimes even physical written notes, and he tells everybody this is what we're doing today, and he reads it out. It's like watching like a quarterback actually tell the team this is the play, this is where you need to be, gets them round in a huddle. And it's such a massive pressure on him that he has to do that. But they'll probably want to play them on the maps they played him yesterday.
Could be, yeah.
Because if they do get a rematch of that series, then they will definitely win.
That's also that's the strength when it works and the weakness of Titan, though, which is that unfortunately one of the problems with Existence's style is it is so based on, like, I know exactly what we're going to do. I know exactly the right play for us to make. Like, I've read the game. I've thought about it. This is what we should do. It's that they just rely on the fact that, like, if you do the right thing, then you will win the game. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that. Like, we've just seen against Envious. Mouse Sports played a better tactical game, and they lost, actually, fairly handedly when you think about the 3 maps and the fact Envious could have won all of them. So the problem here is the skill factor does come into play. And so sometimes I worry that when players in Titan aren't playing at that kind of peak level, Existence falls into what is actually the old school in-game leader strat caller flaw, which is you call the right tactic in isolation if you played with robots on both sides.
Call on the fly.
No, but you don't necessarily think up the thing that would be it's a less perfect strategy, but it would work for what you've got at the moment. Like, this player's not playing very well. I can't put him in this spot, I feel like Existence, because he just demands excellence, sometimes he'll make the right call, but maybe for the wrong personality he has at that moment. So that's where I worry this is going to be a close series. But I'm thinking Titan should win. Overall, the class should be there. As long as Kenny S shows up, I think it should be a Titan win. But I'll go 2-1 for this one.
Yeah, and
without even caring about the maps, because they're just finishing up
I'm
the
pretty
veto,
sure
so.
I know which maps it's going to be. So we'll
yeah,
see.
I mean, well, I'm kind of theorizing that they might want to play the same one. It looks like they put a lot of work into Overpass. I don't think Titan are eliminating Overpass now. I think they want to go down that route. So we're probably going to see that unless Dignitas choose to eliminate it, which they might do. And there's going to be some mind games going on because obviously this is a rematch. But just to pick up on some of the other points that are going on in Titan right now, you know, it's not just that people seem to be in a slump of form. It's not just that, you know, you can never get Kenny S and Apex to play together on the same day at the same time. Like, which is just a mad, frustrating thing that just seems to be true. One of the other factors is, of course, Maniac's got a full-time job. He doesn't know if he wants to commit to being in the team full-time and being a salaried player. And it's annoying because he's playing the best CS of his career right now. Now, Duncan said, and he's probably right, that isn't a particularly very high bar. It's not like he's ever been a top player, but he is playing the best. And like the fact that you, again, frustratingly can't know long term if we're going to utilize that form. Is he in? Sure. Is he out? It's a specter over the team. You add to that, and this is what everybody's saying, again, just sort of outside of the scene, that they're on borrowed time. The organization have put this massive investment in. Remember that when Titan came in and took this team, the original Titan lineup was a team that said no to Alliance, right? This massive organization. They could have had money, you know, the dream, right?
Cars,
yeah,
yachts,
money,
houses,
cars, yeah, all of that stuff, right?
Basically.
But Titan offered them more. Titan paid above market value, promised them a gaming house at a time when CS teams didn't have gaming houses, basically give them all the tools they needed for success. And that success has never materialized. Now, again, word behind the scenes is we're like, look, how much longer are we going to persevere? Because we've put all our faith in existence. We put all our faith in the fact he's going to be able to marshal the troops, but we haven't seen any silverware. And that's just not good enough for the investment we've put in. So they're under immense pressure. And I've said there was two teams that come to this event under pressure, real pressure, and it was NIP and Titan. And NIP so far reacting well enough to that pressure. Titan need to go big, because if they go home, I don't think we're going to see this lineup again at another major event.
And obviously, it's not in contextually a good sign for them that now Envious is looking like they might win the event. Because if you're Titan, if you don't do well, you at least, fingers crossed, like pray to the gods of the rosters that at least Envious crash and burn, because then maybe it frees up some players and one day we can recruit some. If Envious go back to the final and they win the event, well, you're never getting any players then. So again, no answers for Titan. So for Titan, it's really like put up or shut up time. Like an event like this, without Fnatic, without TSM, I think they have to make the final, otherwise, again, these results aren't good enough. Yeah. Even making the finals, like, you didn't win, but for them, it'd still be something in light of recent results where they're just making semis or sometimes not even that, you know.
And while we're on Titan, let's go ahead and pull up their roster and kind of walk us through that. Why don't you walk us through those guys, Rich?
Yeah, I'll do that. Obviously, Existence, one of the great in-game leaders, hugely successful in CSS. Pretty much was the dominant in-game leader after the great and sadly forgotten, it seems, KRL stood down from Very Games. And Existence had reinvented himself from being this godlike AWPer, which Duncan's always really surprised about when I bring that up. So, you know, his transition from being the AWP star into the greatest in-game leader of that sort of late era of Source. It's one of the greatest transitions ever in esports, but he's not been able to really transition that into success. And then you've got Apex, of course, great entry fragger when he's on point for Titan. Huge weight of responsibility on his shoulders as a result of that, and has had what we like to call patchy form. Kenny S, the clear star for Titan there in the middle. About 8-9 months ago, this guy was the god. He was the guy that literally put Titan on his back. Still didn't carry them to any titles or any success, but carried them deeper into tournaments, and they're certainly getting right now. And they always had a chance because of the form he was in. The AWP nerfs came in, and it was basically like a Kenny S nerf, where people like JW have managed to find that consistency again and still be damaging. Kenny S is in a crisis of confidence, isn't having the same level of impact until, as we've said, DreamHack Summer recently had a poor start to this tournament. Again, huge weight of responsibility on his shoulders. Then you've got RPK, the greatest rifler in the late era of Source, was part of that Very Games success, hugely instrumental. At the start of CSGO, when Very Games were getting all the silver medals to the great NIP run, he was the guy that was like, again, the standout rifler. And then he went to help his dad run a mechanic business and took a 2-year hiatus from the game. Since coming back, he's been up, down, patchy, but he has had some brilliant moments, and there's always that promise of success there. And then we've got the guy, Maniac, as we've already said, the informed player, ironically, of Titan, despite probably being the weakest player overall in terms of raw skill. But he's been the guy who's been sort of dropping bombs. But he's in, again, a real-life moment where he's got to make a decision about his future. Just on screen now, you can see Kenny S, the guy we're talking about, they're getting up doing their pre-huddle. But this is a guy, of course, if you look at his 2015, still a hugely impressive KDR. The fact that he's actually not had a great 2015. That tells you how good he can be.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that's averaging out.
Yeah.
So even when he's averaged out with 3 months of not as great play, he's still sort of like, I think he's like 3rd in overall stats for the year. He has crazy stats there, like 77% of rounds he gets a kill. Over half the rounds with the AWP he's getting a kill.
Like well, 78%.
The thing with him is even now, in general, aside from this first tournament, the first best of 3 he had in this tournament, even now he doesn't do badly. He just does okay. The problem was, you have to understand, if you weren't around like 4 to 5 months going back from that period in time, he was just the best player by far in the game. That's why even just being a good player now seems like such a drop-off. Like, if he was playing in Dignitas, hey, he's a good player. He'd be like an AZ type. He's a good player. Sometimes he's going to have a big game, you know. He was the best. And so the drop-off, it seems like a chasm because it is. Now, he almost got back there at DreamHack Summer, but I think unless he can do that again this tournament, unless he can close out now with a strong one, go to the playoffs, it's going to feel like that was a blip, unfortunately. And it feels like for them to win this series, he probably does have to be pretty good.
All right, and let's take a look at Dignitas as they pull that up.
Okay, so on the left, we got Pimp here. I think overall the best player in this team, because the good thing about Pimp is he has the consistency, and also he's the guy where I think because of how long he's played and he's never really been bad in CSGO, he's someone where I notice he's like legitimately doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel, if he was playing a Kenny S Inform, if he's playing Device, if he's playing Get Right, he's a guy that actually doesn't get intimidated by it. He's just like, listen, I know my skill set, I know theirs, they might be better than me, but hey, I can play with them. So unlike a lot of some of these younger players on his team, it doesn't matter to him. He's going to put up his numbers no matter what. AZ is, hey, maybe he's the most talented player in this team. He's often, him and Pimp really do carry this team and tend to take turns, you know. Very good rifle talent. His problem is, it's hard to really put AZ up into the category with the stars of the game. There's still something lacking there. I don't know if it's that just against the better teams he doesn't play as well. As much talent as he has, I don't put him up into this category with some of the names from Envious I was talking about before. Nico was the old talent in the team. He's the guy where, unfortunately, like I said, it's not 2013 anymore. So to a degree, I've kind of given up on Nico as a star player. He's more like a flashback player. Every now and then he has a map or a half where you're like, wow, he gets it together. He even had like one round in one of those terrible maps he had where he got 4 kills with the AWP. You're like, oh, if he could do that even half the time, think how good he'd be. Unfortunately, at the time now, I think he's a bit of a drain sometimes when they play the better teams, and he can sometimes cost them the game. Kirby is like the young rising star. Maybe if he gets some more consistency, he can be like an AZ type person. He can be at that level. His problem is because unlike AZ, unlike Pimp, unlike Nico, unlike MSL, he's never been on an elite team. He's never played in CSGO on one. He still lacks experience. He's never been in a position where he could go, I'm in one of the world's best teams. All the rest of them have. So they all have some sort of either lesson of like when they failed in the top team or when they were good in the top team, and now they're trying to recreate that. His story is he's only just becoming good now. And then the last guy, MSL, when he was in Western Wolves, he was basically the support player. He just did all the jobs around whatever Glaive wanted them to do. And at the time, they used to just let Nico carry them. Pimp was the second best player. It was all built around that. And so he's now switched to being an in-game leader because they had Fetish. And as we saw with TSM, Fetish has had his issues in the latter era of CSGO. But MSL, you can see the effect he's had on the team. It's become a much better team tactically. You notice whenever they complain when they lose, it's always like, oh, we lost from a 2v4 situation. We lost a 4v2 situation, rather. We had the bomb plant, and then we lost. So he's doing his job. He's getting them plants. He's getting them into sites. He's getting them maps they can do well on. At the end of the day, your stars have got to finish the rounds. They've got to close it out. They've got to kill people. So I don't put any blame on MSL. Very good player. I think the people who are always by question marks in these teams is Nico and Kirby. They're the two where it's not even that they have to do really well. It's that when they do really badly, that's what's going to cost this team the chance to play when they're against the teams that have better skill.
The Danish scene is brutally frustrating for that, it's got to be said, because, again, you look at some of the individual performers you had on SK Gaming, and you probably think, actually, if you were to take 2 players from SK Gaming and add them to the 3 players we've just highlighted in Dignitas, you make another really good Danish team to go alongside TSM, one that would have a lot more potential, but the talent's kind of spread out. You know, they're notoriously quick to chop and change lineups. It's frustrating that, actually, we've got these inconsistent players on these teams.
All right, well, the vetoes are ready, so let's go ahead and take a peek at those, and let's see if we're doing a rematch exactly of yesterday.
I'm guessing like Mirage. There we go, Cobblestone Cash.
There we go.
Okay, this is fine.
So Mirage.
See, here's what's interesting.
Okay.
They did ban out the overpass. Now, ban out Train, I think that's obvious, especially bearing in mind what happened to them at DreamHack Tours against Hellraisers, famously. The overpass one, like I say, it's just more there that I think they know they've got work to do on that map still. I could have actually seen the theory you had of like maybe Existence thought like, hey, if the fact that we lost on it even means that if I come up with something good now, they won't be prepared. I can see that. The thing with this, what I like about this is, okay, Mirage, actually I think Dignitas is a favorite to win that. I don't know if they will, but that's why I'm saying 3 maps, because when I look at them, all 3 maps I think are good for Dignitas. But I think that Titan should win Cobblestone and Cash. So I'm going to give Mirage, Dignitas, and I'll take Cobblestone and Cash for Titan. Still narrow win, though, because actually both of these teams, famously, are both bad at closing games out. They're both the teams that when you get to 14-14, you bet on the other team. Now, when you're both like that, I mean, yeah, let's see what happens there when the 2 opposite ends of the magnets are repelling each other. We'll see who gets cast aside, as it were.
Yeah, unfortunately, Duncan's kind of stole my thunder a little bit there, because I was going to say the
He's
same
going to go
thing.
with magnet metaphor.
Dignitas will definitely win Mirage, I think. Cobblestone and Cash, you know, they've got to go to Titan. So it's
excuse me.
2-1.
He had money on
2-1 to
Dignitas. He's trying to give a sign.
Got a little bit of a cold going, so sorry.
The Americans are doing another betting syndicate again. Bet this right.
Unrelated
Imagine
coffee,
if Scoots came out with his own site, like ScootsCSGoLucky.com.
Hey man, I've been
ham.
thinking about it, man. I was like, you either fight it or
you
you
need the
join it,
money.
right?
Yeah.
I told Henry G, I'm stealing all your ideas, bro. I'm coming at you. No.
You can execute them
Or
better
I'll
than
go
Henry,
work
though.
for
He's a
Unicorn or one of
bumbling
the crazy
incompetent.
new sites, right? All your boys at Unicorn, maybe they can help me out. Give me a
Don't
job.
even get me started. but anyway, yeah, so I got this pretty much the same pick as him. I think Mirage will go to Dignitas. They're really good on that map. They're pushing forward. But yeah, Cash and Cobblestone are going to go to Titan.
Thank you, guys. Players are ready. Our caches are ready. So we'll be back after a couple maps. Well, hi, James. How are you?
I wish we'd cut there.
Did you see what he was doing
That's
to us? That was
outrageous.
just
Yeah.
raw.
Unprofessional.
That's
And I
the
hate that.
Oh,
quite
look at
frankly.
him. See, this is when
I don't like being
Gfinity's supposed to
associated on
take him.
broadcasts with people who just can't keep it
Put your shirt back on, James.
Keep it 100, James.
I can't take you on
You
camera
keep,
with your shirt
keep
on.
that sailor hand gesture to face it, please, mate.
We're not eating now, James.
All right. So to bring you this match, we've got James and Henry G. Take it away, gentlemen.
Hello, good evening. I have no idea what those gentlemen were talking about. Henry, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I am good, very good indeed. So we are here for the last match on the main stage here at Gfinity Summer Masters. So we have Mirage, Cobblers, and Cash.
Well, the thing is that we've seen Dignitas be so strong on Mirage. Like, I really do favour that first map for them. I have to agree with the analysis there. Like, if it goes to Cobble and Cash, like, I really do see Titan coming back and stepping that up and kind of closing it out. But Mirage, you have to favour for Dignitas, I feel.
We've seen a lot of interesting things from Titan on Mirage as of late, like in the Face It League and so on. They've had some nice, kind of semi-spectacular executes on Force Buys and so on toward the B-bomb site. I didn't get to catch the match they played originally because I was casting at the same time with Dan on the on stage 1, so didn't manage to see it unfortunately. But I wouldn't count Titan out. Definitely, no. I think again, I always say that Titan kind of reminded me of like a late '90s Manchester United, score more goals than you can concede kind of jobby, basically.
Sure.
So if they can rack up enough rounds on the T side, then we'll see if they can limit the damage on the CC side. So
well, obviously, this is a rematch as well. Dignitas taking 2-0 on the first one, so Titan have potentially learned from their mistakes. They said it went down to a lot of losing some anti-ecos, a lot of clutch situations not going in their favour, so it's going to be interesting to see how that one pans out. And I'm kind of surprised they actually left Mirage in the map pool. I think like Dignitas are quite famously is one of their best maps, and it's kind of interesting how they've left that one in. Maybe they'd fancy themselves on that as well.
Yeah, I really think that they'll be confident going into that. But also interesting that they picked Cobblestone over Cash, probably gambling on Cash being likely to be left in the map pool. So maybe the Cobblestone will be the ace in their sleeve. We'll have to find out once we get to the second map. But for now, we are going to be going into the first, of course, starting with the knife round here, which Titan will win.
Well, that's the start they needed after this. This is, of course, the rematch, and CT start on in Mirage, sorry, is obviously favoured, and they will be taking that. And we'll be going straight into the pistol round by the looks of things.
Yeah, so again, we saw the interview with Maniac on HLTV. His team and he are looking for revenge. They will feel that they were embarrassed, I'm sure, in their first match. And now here's their chance for redemption. And there is the man himself, Existence, one of the masterminds in Counter-Strike. One of the most enjoyable teams to watch, actually, because of the strategy that he puts into his team.
Yeah, like I love watching him. His teams execute it. It's a really beautiful CS the way they do it. They get themselves into great positions, execute like really strategic stuff, and like it's really pinpoint stuff as well. And it's going to be a great game, this one. And this pistol will be very interesting indeed. You can see Dignitas already sending 2 people towards the bomb of A, and the distraction coming in middle to kind of set themselves up for an A split potentially. Yeah.
Yeah, and Titan have had funky pistol rounds for a while, and here is yet another one of them. One towards A, one spotting mid, the rest pushing underpass for a quick flank and short. Apex is going to go down on short. He's got 2 teammates coming back into the underpass. They're going to be kind of stuck. Kenny is coming in for support, but it's RPK finding himself 2 frags. So 4v2 retake now for Titan. They have doubled the numbers of the T's, but first they'll have to wait for this smoke to come through. MSL not just going for the CT hole, but going for the flank. He's going to try and pop out of jungle, but is he going to get there fast enough? AZ trying to hold things down for his team. Got a smoke diffuse coming in, and Maniac's going to force the issue. AZ with 2 very fast frags. He can't find another one. The smoke diffuse has come in for RPK. MSL getting some consolation frags at the end, but Titan take round 1.
That was really clever from Titan. I love it when CT teams actually do that and like go for an audacious push, and they actually try to get information on some part of the map. Like holding back quite statically and allowing the T's to execute fully onto your bomb site, and you've just got the USPs. It somehow, like most of the time, I'd say it goes in the T's favour, but that was good from them. Pushed off to short, retook the bomb site, got a really good smoke down on the bomb, and there was a nice clinical round from them. And like, although Dignitas got all the kills in the end of it, like the bomb defuse was the main prize there. And you can see that Dignitas are going up for the AKs next round. It's an almost throwaway round here, like Maniac picking up an ace there with a P90. It'd be interesting to see whether they decide to keep these guns going into it. I wouldn't be surprised if they just went for something aggressive with the submachine guns to try and make it work for them. They know the AKs are coming, so whether they go for the rifles or keep them and try and keep the SMGs and try and do something a little bit more aggressive.
Dignitas took the wrong turn there and ended up in the abattoir. So nowhere even close to a bomb plant. That's going to be, I think, $3,000 for Maniac just made in that round as well, which is going to be super juicy. And maybe he'll provide the AWP for Kenny a bit later on. But first we have to manage a jump into short. So Existence is going to try and hold things down here with his M4. Kenny's going to spot. We've got nades coming in all over the place. Existence peaks. Existence gets punished. MP7 coming out, taking Kiabi. But against 3 AKs, that might not be so useful. So we're going to have Maniac with the P90 now. Kenny continuing with the Scout. Apex is upgraded to an AK. Maniac going to try and wall himself off. So he has a few more options open to him, but he's going to have a 2-pronged assault coming in there. MSR to take him down. Kenny getting dinked through the corner of the wall there. He'll survive for now, but he'll be susceptible to these bullets. Nico and Pip heavily tagged, actually.
Yeah, this is the point where they can decide like how they're going to face this one. Kenny is picking up another scout kill there, and this is going to be the retake through the smoke, and a great kill from Apex there. And it's going to be all down to Pimp. Can he find the form to finish this one off? And he finds one-on-one situation, and he does it. That's a huge round for Dignitas, and well recovered by him.
Yeah, Kenny left with the scout to try and take down Pimp there. Pimp, a man who is always in deathmatch.
Absolutely. Like him and AZ have been really flying the flag for Dignitas recently in terms of the fragging and the ratings they've been gathering, and what a fantastic way to win their first round and get it on the board. Pimp, you can see here again that form he's found behind that forest bench, and there we go, first round on the board for Dignitas.
Okay, so Titan going to have another buy. They're not going to have any helmets at all in this round, which will make a bit of a difference actually, because there are 3 Galils on the T side. Apex going to abuse that smoke and find the bomb planter as well. Frag's going the way of Titan at the moment, but split down to a 2 versus 2 now. Now it's down to Dignitas to identify where is best to plant there. They're going to continue with the smokes coming in. That flash will slow down RPK, and the bomb does go down before Maniac can find the angle from CT. So we've got Nico over towards fireboxes. No HEs on the remaining Titan players. They're going to have to try and seek and destroy. Speaking of HEs, that will give the game away as to where Pimp is. So we should have maybe a defuse coming in from one of these players, while the other goes for the frag. RPK going to shoot Pimp straight in the face, while Maniac goes for that full 10-second defuse.
Pimp left in another 2-on-1 situation there, unable to convert that one into a victory that time. This is why it was so good for Titan to actually keep those SMGs last rounds. They knew even if they lost that round, they could come back strong, and the fact it came down to such a close round worked perfectly in their favour now. That's reset the money for Dignitas, and it's going to be a couple of rounds on the board, hopefully, for Titan. They should be able to convert now.
Yeah, we'll see if Kenny goes for a buy in this round. He's got 1,500 in the bank for now, but obviously he's going to want the AWP sooner rather than later. And indeed, he'll be thrown a gun, and Existence will opt for the poorer choice. So again, Dignitas with a fast play into the underpass, in fact. I'm not sure if Maniac just saw the final player there, but Kenny's definitely seen some information. He can bounce the nade off, get some damage in there, but he's got to watch out for the boost while Apex tries to hold down Connector. Kenny got to find the first frag. Apex getting the spray onto short, but Kenny with even more people to contend with. And that USPS, it will come in handy. So much damage done. Only RPK lost in the round, and Kenny should have the money for the AWP.
Yep, there we go. It'll be interesting to see. He's got that great spawn there. Probably going to the connector here, or sometimes he likes to jump up into the palace area and see if he can get an early frag. I wouldn't be surprised if he does that, considering the spawn he's got. That's a great way to get the opening frag and kind of secure the round almost straight away for your team.
In fact, he is going to be going for the jump into Palace, and there's the early peek, but there's no one for him to find there. 2 towards mid and 2 onto B for Titan, leaving only Kenny, but he'll just retain his spot into Palace at the moment. If the T's go for a split here, then things could get interesting here for Titan. Maniac going to hold down short for now. Dignitas with 3 people kind of hanging around the mid area, and indeed the short push is coming in. Maniac spotted the second player there, but the bomb is down, which means they will have to come back. We might have a double peek here. In fact, it's going to be AZ as the bomb continues. AZ will fall as well. Down to a 3 versus 3 now, as Titan will have Existence trying to stop this plant. They thought it was safe, but indeed Existence announces himself. Bomb down in the middle of the site, which means they can hold it from short as well. I think Maniac's pushing through the apps, but he won't find Pimp unless Pimp jumps on the barrel. You can see the lasers going through, just waiting. Kenny leaving the numbers of Dignitas down to 1 here from Pimp. Just waiting for a play to make a mistake, and there is his first opportunity. Gets himself a second 1v1 now. Pimp to try and clutch it for his team once again. The flash comes out, but Kenny, not even with the AWP, the P250 straight to the face. Just about dragging Titan through that one.
Yeah, it was really good work from Dignitas at the start of the round. They're really famous for getting that mid control. AZ was picking up 2 huge frags there, but Maniac answered back perfectly and opened the round back up for Titan. A very, very important round for them indeed. That's going to put Dignitas on yet another eco. And unfortunately for Dignitas, they're leaving Pimp in these like 1-on-X situations almost every time, and they're relying on him to actually make those rounds wins for them. And he's just was able to do it on the first round. But so far, Titan are running away with this one.
One of the things Maniac said in that interview with HLTV is that Titan lost the 1 versus 3 to Dignitas on Raj last time, and they were close to doing it again. He will go down while he finds the information for his team, so he's died on his sword for the greater good here. And this time they survived with 4 players. You know, the previous round was good for Dignitas. They took down 4 CTs, but then they were forced to eco, so had some good, had some bad. But now they will be back on the bye.
I wouldn't be surprised we saw Kenny S choosing a new position this time, just to even going towards B. Perhaps he actually has got that great A spawn again. He didn't actually get any confrontation in the palace area last time he did it, so it wouldn't surprise me if he actually went for that one again. We can see the AWP is actually out now as well. On Dignitas, they've given that to Nico, their staple AWP player. He's going to be working around the mid area, seeing if he can find any action in connector there.
You can see that smoke into top mid. You can throw that from the bin into spawn. It leaves a gap in mid, which allows you to look onto the short area. Pimp, again, showing that sharp aim. All that deathmatch paying off. I think 80% of his frags in deathmatch are against me, actually. That's going to be Apex down. Let's see if Dignitas can capitalize on this option. They've got a lurker towards A, a lurker towards B, so the split is possible here. They're going to rotate QRB into the palace, actually. I thought he was leaving A. So with possession of connector, they can wait for the smoke to go away. If they can find a pick onto A, then the push might be on, and then they can push Pimp through B apps to try and get a rotation kill. And there it is, Existence caught unawares there. He's going to go down. No fast reaction from Dignitas yet, just maybe waiting to see if there is a reaction, some counter nades coming in from Titan, but it'll just be an RPK coming in and showing why he's a killing machine. Gets flanked all the way through the apps though from Kiabi. 4 versus 2 now. There's half a minute for Dignitas to find the final players, and they will, and they should fear Kenny S. Still holding things down in the CT area. He has a peek coming out from Dignitas, but he cannot find the kill just yet. 20 seconds now, and it's getting tight here for Dignitas to try and find a plant. If Maniac goes towards short as well, maybe it could have been stopped, but it will go down. And Maniac's not going for it. He is moving away from the A site. But Kenny is kind of stuck here. He's surrounded by Dignitas players. They've got control of CT through the crawl space.
Yeah, this has been a really good round for Dignitas so far. Like, they're normally a team that relies on set executions here, but they've kind of taken a leaf out of the NIP playbook here. They kind of go for mid control first, and then they kind of end up walking into bomb sites together, making their frags there. And it was a big team contribution. You see almost everyone picked up a frag there. Maniacs to be the last man alive, and that was a really nice execution from them. They kind of walked down to the bomb site, made sure they hit their shots, and that was a nice round for them to get back onto the board. 6-2 here, still a lot of work to do, but that was a step in the right direction.
Yeah, Titan, in the round they've won recently, apart from the anti-eco rounds, they've lost a lot of players. So, and it's still early on in the game here, so this could be a difficult CT side for them.
We saw Apex jump down into the underpass area there, and I think that was a downfall for Titan. I don't think they had to do that at that stage of the game. They had the advantage, and like he was there without a buddy for him to get the frag back. But yeah, they still have a buy here. It's going to be a force buy, 2 Famouses, but they do have the AWP on Kenny S, so that's obviously very important.
You can see Pimp was aiming over towards the left of the end of the balcony. That's for the boxes next to the van where the CTs will commonly jump up. So he's just pre-aiming to shoot somebody in the face should they get a bit too leery. However, he'll be forced back by the Molotov. And there's Kenny S holding the Delpan angle and punishing AZ for trying to take the other end. So Kenny, though, he's running around with no armor, actually, so he's got to be careful. We've seen nades recently, which have done 95 damage to people with no armor, let alone the guns. 1 minute on the clock here for Dignitas to consider their options. 2 people now in mid rather than the 1, and Titan seems to be expecting the A push here. They have the A site fortified for now, but again, the connector can often be a weakness of the CT side. 3rd player joining the mid area as well, that's Pimp.
Yeah, you got 1 person here at the end of the balcony. He's going to be trying to scout out, give some information as to where the CTs are, and will execute from into jungle now, finding the first 2 frags. Comes down to Apex, and that's going to be a decimation for Dignitas, and they take down all the Titan players on the A-bomb site. A complete retake required, and it looks like Kenny S actually is going to be saving that AWP. A call I like, the fact they've got this bed of rounds on their favour. It's probably a very wise idea to keep that AWP on Kenny S and to save it for the next round.
Yeah, another thing that Maniac mentioned was, they had an idea of what the Dignitas were doing on Dignitas' T side in their previous match, but they just lost the duels. And again, MSL winning numerous duels in this round to give Dignitas a solid advantage. Now it's Maniac's turn to be stuck with no help available from Kenny.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that was that Titan actually got the opening frag there onto short to the mid area, and they're only able to capitalise on these moments where they get the initial frag. They need to start falling back a little bit more, like they were holding the bomb site very passively there, but they're still managing to fall to the T's coming through connector area. They shouldn't be that easy for them. It should be like more confrontation and sure crossfires coming in instead of a complete wipeout for the CTs. You can see they've saved the M4 and the AWP there. Be interesting to see what they can do. They have opted to get armor along with those pistols. You can see they had to do something a little bit more aggressive. Kenny S pushing up in Palace, gets wiped out though by Pim.
Right, so we've got a trade coming in from Apex. He will pick up the AWP, but how much can he do? He's got RPK in tow, and his position may not be even checked at all. They checked the shadow area, but they won't be expecting the boost after taking 2 players down in the Palace. RPK can only get 1 frag, however. But it's left down to a 2 versus 2 now. Maniac still got the M4. He's going to go straight through the smoke and punish the reload from MSL. Now Existence, they'll know where he is. Nico will know where he is as that smoke just comes in. Existence looking to pop ahead with that P250 here. Now, does Nico go for the plant or does he just wait? He's got a minute to play with. So much time. He knows Existence is low as well with no gun. As long as he plays his card right here and doesn't make a fundamental mistake, this should be going in his favour. Alright, so Existence will continue to lurk, but if he stays undetected, then he could potentially be going for biggest rotation EU towards T-spawn, but that's not going to be the case. Nico will go for the fake and find Existence and find the frag. Yeah, his options are very limited there. When you're in the connector area, you can either try and jump into the window or go around the way on T-spawn, and those weren't really viable for him. He needed to kind of lock down before the bomb got planted, and fortunately it wasn't going to be enough for him. But another round on the board for Dignitas, starting to get a nice little bed of rounds in their favour. 6-4 still the score in favour Titan though. Indeed, we can expect Titan's T-side to be stronger as per usual, but again, that's where they'll excel. That's when they'll bring out the playbook properly, and you'll see the mastermind everyone talks about of Existence is full strategic insight there. Right. Well, they need to give themselves a big enough cushion on their CT side. 6 rounds is a good start, but they're definitely going to be after more. Going to be on the eco once again here with a bit of a buy. Got some Kevlar coming out, some more 5.7s and so on. They'll see if they can steal some guns. Existence with a nice peek, going to get himself some information. Come in with a pop flash. He'll get one, not the second one though, hiding behind a pillar. Here comes the second flash. This time he'll get both players. He can't find the dink in time though. MSL completely blind, going to find himself a frag. The rest of the Titan side falling around him. Only Apex still remains. And there will be no kills in that round for the buy that Titan had. Dignitas closed the gap to 1.
Yeah, really nice clinical anti-eco from them. They worked out the CTs were on pistol rounds and just made sure they didn't give anything away. Working each, like that moment there when Existence was doing the pop flashes in the connector, it looked like he had to get some big kills of playing there. But as we say that, there is a mix-up of play here. This is the strongest setup, I believe, on the CT setup of Mirage. 2 AWPs in hand. You've got Kenny S in middle here. And where is Existence gone?
He's going to be playing short. Kind of the flip side setup.
Nice.
With well did it and simple.
Yeah, this is the best setup you can do, I believe, on CT Mirage. It allows you to have a lot of map control and lock this down. But as we say that, Dignitas are going to fully execute onto B here.
Well, yeah, this might be a straight counter as the nade has come in to take down Maniac before he can face. That means it's a retake with 2 AWPs and 2 rifles, which coming from the A site. It's going to be a late rotation for the more dynamic of the guns available here for the Titan side. But they're in position now, and the bomb is still not down yet. So Kiabi with a nice angle, only 16 HP, manages to escape as well. He doesn't get the Molotov down in time, so he'll get shot in the back by RPK. But Pimp with the trade of his own, when you see the window, he's going to be covered from the window by Nico, meaning that after all those trades, Existence will be the only man standing for Titan. So that was the worst thing that could have happened to Titan. Absolutely. They had such a stronghold, a massive crossfire there with 2 ops in the mid area. Maniac left onto B on his own. He gets naded before he can even find somebody, and that leaves them with the M4s on the wrong side of the map. It's
kind of a classic solution for most CT setups when they start losing a few rounds in a row. That is what a lot of teams will like employ to try and counter what the T's are doing. I think that was a really great read from Dignitas. The fact that it just went for a full-on hard B, smoked out the key choke points there, locked out the AWP on short, almost an impossible retake for Existence there at the end, and just made that easy frag they had to, and locked out the AWP on short, and that was the perfect thing they could have done. And for the first time now, the game is drawn out, and although Titan have saved an AWP, they will be able to force out another buy. This looks like Dignitas are getting some serious momentum now, and Kenny S having to do something a little bit special to kind of surprise the T's here. He jumps out of the window onto short, and he's looking for that fast pick.
Again, as we mentioned, this smoke thrown from the barrel does leave a gap so people can peek, but it works both ways, and Kenny S will try to abuse it for now. That nade full up, will it find a frag? Not on this occasion. Pimp, though, coming from the underpass, will find Maniac traded by RPK, so Titan still with the real estate. Dignitas with no information towards B, and that will force them to move fast. Existence looking towards Palace. There is a lurker there, but the numbers are coming through the smoke, and AZ's going to fly and somehow find a shot into his face. Titan, nothing's really going their way at the moment. They have the man disadvantage, evened up now by Apex. He just about manages to get around the corner, avoiding those final bullets and the grenade. Bomb being planted in a standard spot. Nobody in CT for the CTs. RPK going to find an open Nico. So it's Kiabi versus 2. He has all the health and the nades. He can Molotov the bomb if he knows the angles. And indeed he does. Some money Molotov right there. But he's going to get shot straight in the head by RPK. And are they going to have time to defuse it? I think they will.
Yeah, they should do that. That's got a close one. But nice round from Titan there. Great retake. Dignitas seem to be favouring the connector area. You can just see them. They get that mid-control, get one person in there. It's normally on the cell that gets into the connector. And then they just push through the smoke. And it seems like AZ just there got a jumping kill as he came through the smoke. It was kind of unbelievable, really.
That's really lucky.
Shouldn't really be happening. And he's kind of probably a bit flabbergasted himself with that one. But needless to say, he got the kill. We can see another full buy now for Dignitas. Their money is pretty good at the moment. And Kenny S still rocking the AWP, and Nico will be answering back with one as well.
All right, so you can still see the Titan economy a little bit limited, but Kenny S maxing out onto Nico's chest there. Going to give them a very early advantage. Bit of information as well, however, it's Dignitas who will retain control of mid. Kenny will rotate over towards short. So there are 2 angles you can hold. This is the first one onto Delpan. If he can get into the ladder room, then he can hold an even more acute angle, which is even more dangerous. Kiabi taking down Apex, and the mid players for Dignitas are moving over towards the A site. We've got Pimp coming through the underpass once again. He can try and hold the rotations there. It will be very difficult for people to come from short through to connector for the CT side if they lose the site. RPK going to get one frag, insta trade, but will Existence be expected? What a snap by AZ. He is looking sharper than a butcher's pencil at the moment. 2 versus 3 now. Dignitas with the man advantage. You can see them just holding the angles while the bomb goes down. Maniac will find the flash. Oh, if he just saw the player in the fireboxes, then there would have been some irony there. He'll find the frag onto AZ regardless, but there's 2 more to find. Kenny went for the shoulder pick, and he'll come back. But he won't find an engagement just yet. Again, we've got more Molotovs coming down onto the bomb. while Dignitas continue to pile on the pressure. Frags for both sides now, down to the 1 versus 1. Maniac switching from pistol to M4. He will not be ready to fire a bullet, and Kiabi will get a free kill.
It's just great teamwork right now coming out from Dignitas. They're not really doing anything too spectacular in terms of tactical play. Like normally, like when we saw them play like last month or so, they were doing a lot of execution onto the A-bomb site, like proper placid play where they get the smokes down, run out together and try and plant. This time they get control of the map and they just rely on their raw aim and talent to take players down. AZ seems to be getting a decent entry frag almost every single round, and he is opening up the rounds amazingly there. And we saw Kaya actually do some great work there towards the end as well. Really good stuff from them so far, and they'll be looking to win this half as well. And we can see Titan are going to be on the really ropey buy here. Deagle's coming out on MP9 for RPK, and if Dignitas don't win this one, they'll be very disappointed.
Indeed, they will. And Titan have to be nervous here. Although we'll come back to it in a second. Existence coming in with the Deag. All that nade won't be necessary. MSL going to take his head off instead. But we've got dinks on both sides now. AZ left on 5 HP, then finished off by Kenny S. I don't know how Apex got to that position, but it didn't last very long. 3 versus 3. Titan still unable to pick up any weapons so far in this round. Maniac, will he be able to cross? No, he won't. He'll be stuck there, and then MSL will send him to his grave. So advantage Dignitas. Now, there is RPK is going to be lacking the range with that MP9. He needs to get close, and he's coming into the shop area as the last man standing for the team. So he is going to have a very difficult task on his side. And Dignitas, so many shots to the head there. They are looking really, really sharp with these Angels. Yeah,
that was really good from Dignitas to come back here. They like went down so heavily at the start of the half and then just kept playing their game. Didn't let anything go too far away from them and managed to come back and actually win the half. So really good stuff from them. And that's going to pit Titan in a very difficult situation. Entering the T side when you've already lost the CT side, it's very difficult to come back from that. The pistol is going to be very important. I'd imagine they're going to see something a little bit more flamboyant from Titan here as opposed to what Dignitas did, but let's see how this one pans out.
8 rounds on the board is huge for Dignitas, and Titan, having already lost this map to Dignitas this weekend, have to be nervous going forward. They cannot afford many mistakes here against a very strong-looking Dignitas. A Dignitas full of confidence, just signed a new contract with their sponsor. And here we go, they're going to push into the site. Titan. It's going to be the retake play for Dignitas. Not going to lose any players. Let's see how aggressive AZ chooses to be. There's a gap in the smoke, but he's not going to find the angle onto Maniac, who's planting the bomb. And Titan have sent 3 players through to CT. Pimp trying to hold things down here. He's going to have support from MSL as well. The first frag going in their favor. More Danes coming their way. Kenny going to get a frag back onto his team. AZ coming in for support as Pimp goes for the reload. And now it's going to be Titan starting to lose the numbers here. But there is no help from the final players here for Dignitas. And Titan will take the pistol. A very important round for them to take.
Yeah, it was actually a really nice decision there to push into CT spawn and get, even though they didn't get those initial frags, they got so much damage off at the start. And it was a really nice clinical round from them. Did Kenny actually get a full-on ace there as well? Yeah, he did. So obviously amazing work from him.
I did not even see that.
Yeah, so ace from Kenny S in the pistol round, and that's going to be great for his economy, obviously. And that's going to be the perfect start Titan needed to get into this one. We can see they've opted for a full SMG buy here, like no AKs, which is like a little bit surprising for me, especially on a map such as Mirage. You probably want to have that range in your favor, but that suggests they'll just be doing like a full execute somewhere quite quickly, keeping a close range, maybe smoking off some close points, and then making sure they stay as a wolf pack.
Indeed, AZ playing the very close angle there for the C. They're looking for the one taps. In fact, he's going to try and force the issue, but RPK is smartly pushed back, and he will find the frag with that heater. So just Pimp and MSL left. Oh, MSL has the 1 dig onto Existence, but it's minimal damage done here. Again, Titan on the SMGs, just looking to make some paper and plant the bomb now. Pimp with the 5-7 and no armor. You can see Maniac just waiting in the angle. And he will find himself a Pimp, so that's at least 2 frags in that round for Maniac. Indeed, it is 2, so he'll make himself a clean $1,200.
Absolutely. Well, it'll be interesting to see how Titan approach this round now. Like, they know they've got the SMGs has kind of been flagged out to the CTs. That the option is there for Dignitas to kind of force up some armor maybe and try to go for it, but they are doing the sensible decision and kind of keeping their pistols in hand. It's just going to be a throwaway round almost. You've got nothing to work with. You've got a couple of P250s in hand, but if as long as Titan play their cards right here and stick together, making sure they did exactly what they did last round, smoking off key points and getting out together, it should be quite an easy one for them.
Titan should be expecting a stack as Dignitas should, and will be buying barely anything. Just a few cheap pistols here and there. Dignitas going to leave only MSL over towards the B bomb site. And we have an Expedition looking for some information towards B. They're not really committing to A at the moment, our Titan, but they may go for a quick look through Connector. Apex rocking the MP7. Just wondering where these CTs are hiding.
Yeah, it looks like he'll be the distraction here. If he can just work out where the CTs are, even just hold that connector area, it allows his teammates to get towards B. And this is the moment he wants to kind of show some presence, and he's even got away from there as well. So this could be a perfect round for Titan going up here, as long as MSL doesn't slow down the pace of their show.
Right, well, Kenyes finding that frag onto MSL, who could have just caused a bit of destruction. Looks like AZ's going to reposition himself behind the stairs there. He could go undetected here. He might find himself a free frag. He's going to find a trade at least. 2 trades coming in. Man advantage for Titan. No guns picked up yet for the CT side. And Titan will look to try and hold these down. Again, AZ using the buildings well to cover himself, but now he'll be the last one standing, and RPK will finish him off with about 1,000 bullets from that P90.
Yeah, nice work from him, and this is where the game really starts for me. You can see RPK will be keeping the P90. Maniac probably will be getting rid of the Mac 10, I'd imagine. Yeah, he's got the AK as well. So the AWPs are out. This is where it gets interesting for Dignitas, whether they'll be using Nico. Like we know, he kind of stays around the middle area. He doesn't seem to mix things up too much. We saw Pimp actually pick up an AWP last game as well. So it's be interesting to see if this one goes down. Will there be any challenge in middle from Kenny S, or will it be... Oh, God, that was almost a headshot there.
That was a haircut.
Yeah, great work from him, but not able to translate it to a kill.
Oh, Dignitas seemingly defaulting to a 2-1-2 setup with one of the A players playing the connector rotate into mid. You can see being held there at the moment by AZ. Going to be a slow presence toward mid here from Titan. The flashbang is going to force the CTs away. They will give mid Titan. They'll give Titan to mid. They'll give mid to Titan.
There you go.
That's what I meant to say. And AZ will, of course, win the duel into connector. You can have a mid for as long as you like, but you can't plant the bomb there, say Dignitas. Bit of frustration there for Kenny, missing the shot as B is pushed, which will allow Dignitas, with a 2-man advantage now, to put all their players towards the A site here and go for the hold. No duels won yet by Titan. Only 2 players remaining now, and their Maniac's been identified. He'll get a consolation frag in this round, as he's now in a 1 versus 4. Almost takes down KRB, but not quite. So, instant failure from Titan on the buy round. Yep. Dignitas closing the gap.
Yeah, they were trying to just do a similar round. We saw Dignitas employing most of the time. I think after that, they'll probably go to more of their set pieces now. It's probably time to kind of get the strap book out and see what they can do with the full-on executions. You can see they are actually going to force a buyout here. So it's going to be Kenny S with the AWP existence is going to opt to go for the utility and keep himself on a Tech 9. But this is the point they just want to get the bomb down and get themselves into a post-plant situation so they can allow their top-tier players to kind of shine and get themselves into a round.
Existence will be lurking in Palace as the rest of his team head towards mid and B. Kenyes going to wait. Kenyes going to have the patience to take down AZ, who pushes mid early for the Dignitas side, looking to crush Titan are the Danes, crush their economy, crush the morale. It seems we may have a push from MSL onto A slope now. Dignitas with limited numbers trying to find out the information. Things may speed up here for the CT side, as you can see the Titan side starting to move a bit quicker now. MSL going for the full flank, it seems. He is heading towards T-spawn, but the 3 remaining CTs are so far away from each other. Yeah. There will be no more trades here for Dignitas in the coming seconds.
Well, they know exactly what's going on now. I think it's pretty obvious it's going to be a B attack. Whether they can keep them off is going to be another story. But we can see that CT's actually rotating as well. They look at them, pincering them. The T's are getting locked into their B apartments here. These next 10 seconds will be very important. What are the CTs going to do to get back into this one? MSL creeping up behind them.
Oh, the timing. Existence looked away the second the push started to come in, but they've noticed Pimp and taken him out very quickly. That's really important. Nico will take down the bomb carrier. Trades coming in now. MSL, will they check? Maniac might not have the right angle in time. In fact, he's going to be checking between the window in there. 2 frags for MSL. Can he find any more? He could still find himself a 1 versus 1 here. You've got the Titan side trying to reposition on the side. He's going to eat the nade, and then the Existence will follow up with the M4 fire. That could have been a disaster for Titan. They lost 3 players, but they took the round.
Yeah, good stuff from him. Like, really nice pincer move there from the CTs. Unable to turn it into the round window. You saw there was like 10 seconds on the clock. The bomb was going down. MSL could have done something there, could have full spray, but unfortunately wasn't able to do it. And that force buy now is going to lead them in a very difficult economic situation now. You can see the P250s are out again, but as long as Titan keep this quite laid back and kind of make sure they hit their shots, we can see RPK holding the Palace area here, and he's going to make light work of the CTs facing him there, and now this should be around almost 100% in the bag for Titan.
Again, guys, if you are just joining us, this is game 1 of this best of 3, and it is an elimination match. One of these teams is going home
early shower
with a bag of salt. Titan with a 2-round lead at the moment after a testing CT half where Dignitas took the lead 8-7. Being very patient now, our Titan, waiting for these 2 remaining players to show themselves. Again, they don't want to take kills that they do not need. They don't want to lose players here. Their economy needs to grow. Apex unable to find the frag. 2 players going down for Titan. That spray just not working out. Only Pimp remains now. But again, Existence going to be careful. Doesn't want to lose the bomb on his own. Because if you can see where Pimp is as well. If Pimp kills Existence in that situation, picks up his M4, anything can happen.
Well, it looks like Titan are actually making the right move here, staying away from him completely, and Kenny S is also aware of what's going on, and you normally would have hit that shot, but it looks like him lives to see another day, and he's going to keep facing as well. He does fancy taking the AWP off Kenny S here.
Yeah, he's got 60 HP now. He's 2 taps away, is Kenny, from being taken down. Bomb finally getting planted here. Now Kenny's on 6 HP. He's up against an AK, and now things have flipped around where they might lose the AWP here. Even if okay, well that's good for Titan. Again, things looking worrying for the side, because if Kenny goes down, let's say Pimp manages to save that AWP, that may be the thing that breaks him in the next round. However, they will extend their lead to 3. And you can see it's the economic pressure on Dignitas now. They've got their buy-in, and they have little to no money left in the bank.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult round for them to win here. You can see the Famouses are out. There's not full nades on everyone. They need to they want to rely on these early frags here. That from Nika would have been perfect. But Titan taking some very early mid-control here, and that frag's going to be amazingly crucial. AZ, who's been phenomenal in this game, picks it up onto Apex, and that allows the CTs to fall back a little bit and just release the pressure.
AZ left on 13 HP, but he's alive. And that's the man advantage for Dignitas. So regardless of his health, they will be able to potentially outmaneuver the remaining Titan side. But Maniac already with an advanced position here. KRB doesn't seem to realize that there is a player beyond the smoke, and Kenny S has been boosted up on the short bricks. So B is looking susceptible at the moment. AZ though continues his aggression, but he does not have enough HP to take a duel there. Existence taking him down. So that'll be minimal information, but the question is, does Maniac check the corner properly? No, he's not going to. Advantage KRB, advantage Dignitas. They've got the man up. There's 2 men up now, and the bomb is more or less stuck in connector with Existence trying to find a frag, looking the wrong way first, and everything is spun around in favor of Dignitas now. Only RPK remaining with the bomb. 30 seconds to do what he can, which might be a case of damage now. He's announced himself, got to move quickly, but Titan will only take 1 player in a situation where Dignitas barely had enough money for a chocolate bar in Norway. Really,
really important for Dignitas to win that round, get themselves back on the board in terms of money, and it's actually going to put Titan into a questionable position now. Like, they are forcing it. I'm not sure I'm a fan of this. This is like, we see this again from Existence. He does this quite a lot. He gets his team into difficult situations by force buying when he doesn't need to. I don't believe this is a situation where he needed to. This could be a little bit tricky for them if they don't win this one. So let's see how this one pans out. It seems like the whole team's going to be making their way over to the B apartments here. This is going to be a classic B execute. You'll see the smokes go almost everywhere, and they can see that there's like 1 player looking over there. He can get some intel, but once he gets the smoked out, it's going to be
This could be the force buy execute that we mentioned that they did on Face It League recently, and it's looking a little bit similar, but the spray down is coming the way of Dignitas. Titan have tried to break the economy of the Danes in this round. They went for the force. They had a 2-round cushion. They tried to break it, but all they broke was 1 player's helmet. That's it.
Yeah, that for me really wasn't worth the investment. Like, it was a little bit of desperation there perhaps, and now you can see them in a very difficult situation. And this is we see Titan do this quite a lot. They get themselves frustrated, and I think they could probably do with taking a little pause here, and that's what they're doing now. This is what Existence is known for. Like, they're sitting in spawn with the Glocks and kind of working out what they can do next round. And it looks like actually they're going to get a smoke and try and just run out onto the A-bomb side. Perhaps on that nade's going to do a lot of damage there.
This is a desperation plant attempt. They want to get that money. That is the priority there. The smoke goes down, which covers the allows them to plant for short as well, but they're all going to get cut down as you would expect. Molotovs as well will stop this push from Titan and leave only Existence left. So it's kind of what you expect. I think you need maybe a few more smokes, but with the players hovering around $2,000, they really didn't have the money to even buy that smoke.
I was saying that now, like, they still don't really have the money to challenge the AWPers or have the full Molotov setups for post-plant situations. This is what I was saying about this. I really didn't fancy their chances once they went for that forced Tech 9 round, and even just kind of threw it away with that B execute, not even just making 1 frag, I think it was. But nice little anti-eco round there from Dignitas, and they're going to get themselves in a really strong position now. CT obviously the favoured side, and Titan going to be 5 AKs here, and it'll be interesting to see what they can do. They're opting to have 4 players over towards the B bomb site again. Whether they'll go for a similar execution we saw before will be we'll see how that unfolds, but they have got 1 player over towards A.
You can see Existence went into the palace, and he deliberately made some steps that would be in the earshot of the CTs to try and suggest it was an accident, to try and suggest they're going for an execute there. Dignitas, though, non-believers, leaving 2 people deep into the B bomb site at the moment. So we'll see how the hold goes. Nico getting flashed, missing the shot. Apex coming in from the underpass. That's an important first frag for the Titan side. We'll see if that AWP gets picked up. In the meantime, AZ will try to hold things down in connector, which leaves TPL open. We've got a rotation from Pimp now, going towards the A site. So maybe the combination of that frag and the steps from Existence earlier will weaken the push, weaken the hold towards B. But again, going through the smoke, AZ finding the frag. I don't know how he keeps doing this, because that is a massive disadvantage, but I haven't seen him lose a duel going through a smoke at the moment. That's bananas.
Crazy good so far. He's been really influential for this team.
Final 3 players coming over towards the B bomb site now, and it's only KRB there. Although AZ, not far behind at all, will find himself a frag onto Existence. Trades coming in, 2 versus 2. The bomb needs to get planted, which will leave Titan in a situation where they only have 1 gun to try and hold the rest down. Holding the wrong angle, MSL will find the kill onto Kenny S. So it's RPK to clutch, but would you want anybody else in this situation, save for Kenny with an AWP? He is one of the most dangerous fraggers from CS Source, but on this occasion, AZ is just playing out of his mind.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about RPK there. I've been on the receiving end of his aim many, many times in LAN finals, and I can tell you it's very scary indeed. But just to touch on AZ there, what a fantastic performance he's had this game. Like really, really strong opening frags and recovery frags, and even down to the point there of clutching as well. So MSL could have almost stuffed that up for his team. Like he got the shot onto the back of Kenny S, and took way more damage than he should have done. He like whiffed the shot a little bit, but there we go. We actually have got a pause here from Titan. I think that's a good decision for them. Like they're obviously flagging a little bit. They're kind of running out of ideas. They're getting locked down in almost every situation. What do you think is their solution for this right now?
Well, I mean, almost nothing is going their way at the moment. You can see, I mean, there's some things you just can't really do anything about. They were on the CT side. They're holding down connector. AZ jumps through the smoke in an L shape and shoots Existence in the face. Like, what can you do in that situation?
It wasn't even like a burst that somehow got himself the kill like after 3 bullets. It was like the first bullet jumping out of smoke was an instant headshot. It was just like unbelievable. And we've seen those kind of situations happen like 4 times, amazing. And I don't know how he keeps doing it, but that's the factor right now that's changing the game.
Yeah, but the craziest one was the one in the round we just saw, where there's one of the Titan players is in the bottom of connector, just looking into connector, and AZ just comes through the side of the smoke and shoots first. I don't know if that's related to the player's resolution, but I think like I don't think that's a super wide angle there if you're playing 4x3 or something. So I mean, I feel like Titan should be getting that frag. So I don't know if it's sluggishness or if they've just got tunnel vision in their crosshair, the middle of their screen or something. But like in those situations which they're favoured in, they're losing the duels. But also Dignitas are just playing. They're killing them so fast. Absolutely. These frags are coming in insanely fast from the side. So I don't know how Titan can break Dignitas at the moment. You can see the money on the CT side, and that's no longer an element. Titan went for the force bias because they were trying to stop Dignitas from getting to this point, but they've got here and they've got a round lead as well.
I don't think they needed to do that though. That's the thing when I said to Titan, when they still had the round advantage at that stage. There was, I think it was our 12-10 stage when they did that buy, and that for me was the turning point. That's the point where they kind of stitched themselves up in terms of the economy. They no longer had the money to have full buys. The Molotov is so important on this map because once you need the smokes to enter the bomb site, right? But then you need the Molotovs to kind of do the post-plant situation and help you out, and they just don't have those. So they're getting the bomb down, but they're losing almost every single clutch situation now. And you can see they've got like 4K between them, so this could be another force buy. But against the buy-ups that Dignitas has available to them, it's just not going to be enough. We'll probably see them try and do like another B execute there, but we saw how badly that went for them. We haven't seen them do their full-on A strats yet. We know they've got them in their arsenal. They just do the full wall of smokes. If they can get the bomb down and rely on their high-skilled players to kind of have an opportunity to get the frags and actually make it down to a one-on-one situation again, that could be our idea, especially with the low money they've got. I think that's going to be the best call of action for them.
Yeah, it's difficult because if Titan go for the force and they lose, then the game is pretty much over. They still have their round loss bonus, but you really can't favour them. They'll be in a situation where the CTs will be able to full buy every round. If they go for the save, and then Dignitas run 14 rounds and they can't buy anything. But they've gone for some kind of mix here, as Apex has brought down to, I think, $300. Can we have a quick look at the scoreboard here? Indeed, he's down to $300,
Really
and the rest of the team are on 22.5K, 3K. So I don't know if that's a miscommunication or if they're just going for one player buying and the rest of them push. But Apex will not win the duel again. So Titan, in fact, they are trying to maybe go for a full rotation here. They've got 4 CTs over towards the A bomb site, but can the B players get the job done? They've picked up 1 rifle. They've got a man disadvantage as Nico's holding the angle, and that's the bomb in his crosshairs. Just about picked up by the Titan side. They'll cross the path there, and again, you've got the mollies from the CT side now coming in to limit the options of Titan. How long can they hold for? You've got a short push coming in, the remainder of Dignitas coming in from the shop. That might be a very timely flash. 2 frags in favor of the Titan side, down to the 1 versus 1. Nico's around the corner. He's seen the flash Maniac. He's going to look away, but can he find a frag? Nico, very dangerous. Maniac doesn't want to get caught with a nade in his hand. He's got the molly down. He's just about not getting up there. Full health as Nico changes the position, and he finds the headshot onto Maniac through the, just around the corner of the, what used to be called the bench area, surviving with 8 HP, and Dignitas take the round.
Huge play from Nico, though. I've actually worked out what Apex were doing there. So the reason he bought the AK was because he went into Palace, and he was trying to sell the round going over there. The idea was he went and showed some presence. If he could have found 1 kill in the Palace area, it would have kept the CTs in towards the A bomb site. It did actually work to some extent. As soon as he did that, the CTs were pulled back from B a little bit, and they managed to get the bomb down quite convincingly. But look at this shot here. That's a great play from him on such low HP as well. That could be the end of the game right now. But we have got the lost round bonus for Titan, and
the plant bonus as well.
And the plant bonus as well, obviously. So yeah, they've got the AWP out. So money is pretty healthy for them right now. But this is obviously the round that matters. If they lose this one, it's going to be match point for Team Dignitas on the favourite side of Team Mirage.
Yeah, they need to move fast now. In fact, only Kenny's been spotted, so he won't see a full rotation, and that Molotov will be a pain. And sure, all those nades coming in may suggest that there's more than 1 person there, but there's only 1 person throwing those nades. So Titan may be warded off the B-bomb site for now, although it is somewhat weak. A number of players coming through the underpass. Nico could jump on that piece of wood on the left to try and get a peek on the situation. He will look away. AZ finally falling in the connector area. There is a lurker towards Palace as well. That's Existence. You can see there's a setup here. 1 in Sandwich, 1 in Shadow for the Dignitas side. Apex smoking off jungle, which will allow Existence to peek without being seen. And indeed, he's going to start to have a look now, see what's going on. That's a nade coming in, but Pimp's going to go down before that even reaches him. And Titan may have kept themselves in the game here. 5 on the site. Kiabi to do what he can. Yeah. He's only got 1,500 in the bank, actually. How much money have the CT's got right now? Oh, the rest of his team are not doing terrible.
They managed to lock down the AZ factor pretty early on. Now we know how incredible he's been this half. So that was a very important factor in opening things up. They want to make sure they can keep as many guns as possible. If Kiabi manages to take down 2 or 3 more kills with him, that's going to affect the T economy quite a lot. But here we go. Kiabi's going to be running around. He doesn't seem to know Apex is there, but this could be important, and he actually managed to take him down. So Titan lived to see another day, clawing himself back into this one, 14-13. This round obviously very important. You can see the CTs can afford. There is a healthy amount of money there. They've got the AWP back out on Nico. He hasn't had too much impact in terms of AWP here. This
is really interesting, actually. Look at the money left on the CT side. If they lose this round, then who the hell knows what's going to happen afterwards. This could get really nasty.
Here we go then.
I know you like it nasty, Henry. So I'm sure you want it to go down to the wire. Real nasty, wow.
This is the crescendo, if you like, of this game. This is going to be one of the most important rounds, and this might decide the winner who takes this one.
Again, we've got the 1-man lurk from Titan over towards the A site there, just creeping through the Palace like Henry G in the club, while the remainder are over towards B and mid. 1 person in underpass for Titan. You can see the CTs again with AZ in connector, and he has really been the man guarding the door there. Only going down in the previous round, and then Dignitas lost the round. We'll see what happens on this occasion. Bit of a different approach. Rather than the underpass push, it's going to be the top mid push. Nico going to move back straight away. Again, Dignitas not really fighting that much for mid, just keeping control of connector. AZ, though, he's forced to go back and forth because he's got to be paranoid about boosts coming into CPL, which would make Dignitas' job very, very hard indeed.
You see RPK there actually getting into the window room and will be actually cause some chaos here. AZ is going to be the man who's going to have to lock him down, and this is going to be a very important frag indeed, and AZ will pick up Existence there. If he can stay alive now, that's absolutely crucial.
All right, so Kiabi going to punish through the smoke. Something Titan weren't able to do when it was Dignitas on the other side. And let's see how long they can hold for. Frags coming in for both sides, but it's only Kenny versus 4. There are 15 seconds left. He's not going to get a plant, so he's going to have to run and play for overtime now. That's the round above all other rounds that both teams had to win, but it's not going to be Titan.
Yeah, like you said, keeping this orb is going to be very important. They're only going to get $1,400 next round. So here we go then. Kenny S will be able to stay alive, and that's going to bring it in ever so closer to the Dignitas victory. 15-13 now, and this map is obviously, this is Dignitas' pick. They obviously want to make sure they win this one. Going into Cobble next is going to be a very difficult procedure for them, especially against a team like Titan.
Titan will be able to buy one more time. 4 AKs coming out. Kenny continuing with the AWP. More than reasonable amount of nades here for Titan. They have it all to do. Things changing up now. Apex going to be the lurker, and that's the bomb down straight away. All the information Dignitas needed has been found by MSL. 2 fast frags, full rotation from the CTs. 5 versus 2. This game is over. Apex, 8 HP versus the entire country of Denmark.
Yeah, I think we
on
can,
the A-bomb side.
I think we can safely say this one is done. He's just going to be playing for the fans, running around, getting his name out there a little bit, but ultimately there's literally nothing he can do. He may pick up 1 frag perhaps with 8 HP and 4 people guarding the bomb. There you go, it kind of finishes. And you can see Dignitas there, very happy to finish one out. It looked like a bit touch and go for some aspects of it, but ultimately I felt like they were much stronger on that map and kind of won almost every single clutch situation. And AZ for me, MVP.
AZ and MSL tying the leaderboard on the Dignitas side with 25 frags each. There was actually a Titan player of 27, but it wasn't enough. Dignitas take it with a very solid performance. And again, AZ just held down Connector so solidly. So many important frags. So many surprise frags. Like, you have to feel frustrated if you're Titan. When a guy's jumping through smoke and shooting you in the head, winning the duels, when he's walking through the smoke and still winning the duels and firing first. I don't know how you solve. I don't know how you solve those issues, but you can see Titan still at their computers while Dignitas have exited the building.
Yeah, they're going out to kind of regroup themselves, work out what they're going to do going into Cobble. Obviously, Cobble is Titan's pick, and I think we're going to see a change of play. I really do think this is going to be a 3-mapper. I do see Titan, like, they've obviously picked this map. They know what they have to do, and we're going to see a much more tactical approach, I think, from Titan here. I think we didn't see the best of them there. They didn't see many opportunities to actually do their full executions, and I think we'll see a lot more of that from Titan going into Cobble.
Okay, guys, we're going to go to a quick break while the players just kind of recalibrate themselves, and we will see you on the other side with the second map of the best of 3.
I'm on it.
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 Hello and welcome back to the Gfinity Summer Masters. We are into game 2 of the final best of 3 of the evening on the main stage. Titan going 1-0 down against Dignitas on Dignitas' pick, which was Mirage. Went down to the almost the dying stages there, but again, Titan, if you're just joining us, Titan, there was a critical round where they could have broken the CTs very late stage in the game, but Dignitas crushed them. Yeah. In that round.
Well, the thing is, this is like a rematch. We've already seen these two go up against each other, and it was a 2-0 in favour of Dignitas. And he saw in the interview that Maniac did on HLTV, he was actually saying it came down to a lot of the issues they actually experienced in the rematch there on Mirage. Like, they said they lost a lot of silly rounds due to clutches, and then got running their economy as well. And that happened yet again. Like, I'm struggling to think of a situation where Titan actually won a clutch. It seemed like all the clutches were going in the favour of Dignitas. And the standout players for me was AZ as well. The fact he was managing to get some ridiculous plays, like walking through smokes in the connector area, like even like plays you shouldn't really be trying, like when the connector's completely smoked off as a T and you walk through that, and the CT should have the advantage there, right? And he was just finding one bullet kill through that straight away, and it was unbelievable stuff from him, and some big plays from Pimp as well. Like, so again, those guys are the poster boys of Dignitas, AZ and Pimp, and they did some big stuff there early on in the game. Pimp's got some great clutches and got his team on the scoreboard. Like, I think they went down to actually like a 5-1 deficit, and they managed to claw it back in as their map, and they showed their dominance in the end.
You can see the pick of Cobblestone will be Titan, so I do expect that they'll have something up their sleeve. They are a team who prepare for every map they play. So we'll see what they can do on the Cobblestone side. I don't know what to expect from them, to be honest, on Cobblestone or from Dignitas, so it'll be a bit of a surprise as far as we're concerned, but again, this is something that Titan must win, otherwise they are out of Gfinity Summer Masters.
Well, this will be another disappointing finish for them if they lose this map. They need to go 2 maps straight in a row now. We're going to D-Cobble. I think that it is Titan's pick. They definitely need to win this one. The knife round's going to be very important for them. They need to pick themselves up, get back into it, and yeah, it's all to play for. I haven't actually casted much of either of these teams on Cobblestone, so I'll be very interested to see how this one goes down myself. Yeah.
Again, and just in terms of the small way that knife rounds can be abused, you can see the T's can throw decoys into the door, which is a narrow choke point there, which actually blocks the CTs from coming out. Fortunately for them, they managed to get out on this occasion. We'll see who proves victorious. Existence now 1 versus 3. I've seen 1 versus 4 ones before. Well,
the fact that Nico's got 100 HP suggests that won't happen. It'll be a crazy series of events it does, but here we go then. He's the last one left, and he will get taken down. And that is going to leave Dignitas winning the knife round, and that's going to be important to them. Like, obviously, they're coming off with that momentum for the last map. They get to start the easier side now. This isn't their map, perhaps a weaker one for them. So this, Titan couldn't have wished for a worse start, really. That was starting T side, but who knows? We know how tactical and strategic that Titan could be, and Existence might have wanted this. This could be perfect for him.
Indeed. So we'll have 4 Titan players with armor on the T side. Apex with the smoke and the flash. Nico carrying the defuse and the flashes. For the Dignitas side, MSL just with the smoke and the 5-7, which maybe he could have thrown over to one of the teams with armor. That's becoming more common as well in the Pistols rounds, but here we go. who will get the first frag as Titan charge towards the A site. Will be Pimp going for RPK. 2 men down, 3 men down now are Titan. Kiabi coming in for 2. So things already going pretty bad for Titan.
Wow.
No plant either.
A whole lot of nothing there from Titan. Opted to go for the Glock armor train going through the apartments there towards A, and this didn't even find a single kill, I don't think. So completely locked down by Dignitas there, carrying on that momentum from the last map, and that was really solid from them. And you can see here, we have got the force buy from Titan. It's not as strong as you would like. Obviously, didn't even find any frags. There's no head armor there, which is kind of a questionable force, but there you go, Tech 9s and body armor, and you can see that Dignitas playing the clever game, getting the rifles out. They know how long range this map is, and they're going to keep their distance there.
With the flashes that Titan have, they should be able to take control of the drop area, which I don't think Dignitas are even really going to contest that much. Although, Titan actually moving away from it towards the underpass, which will have 2 Dignitas players ready and waiting. There's a pop flash coming in, but how far can they take it? MSL going to get the bomb straight away. Another frag onto RPK. Again, this is a force by Titan side. They've actually passed him in the flashbangs, and he will live for a bit, take down Kenny S, and leave it all to Maniac. So, for the force, they get themselves a 1 frag.
Yeah, no bomb plan either. Like, when you force, you at least want to get the bomb down just to get that extra money in the bank. But that was quite an easy round for Dignitas. Nothing really threatened them that much. I think they managed to pick up 1 blind kill there in middle. But here we go. It's been quite comfortable for Dignitas so far. No real frags exchanged from Titan whatsoever. And you can see now they're going to be on a full Glock round, a complete throwaway around here. Like, if they couldn't get the bomb down on the last one, they're going to have no chance in this round.
Again, now I see 1 flash onto existence. Really, I think that's got to come into the drop zone. And I feel like there was maybe a potential to try and go, once they took control of the underpass area, if they went for a push through drop with a flashbang, then maybe they can try and pinch the A site, which maybe gets them a plant, I don't know. But again, they've got 1 flashbang here, and that's all that counts in this situation, the 1 flash. How are they going to use this 1 flash to take some space, find some frags, pick up a rifle?
Just flashing through the middle doors there into underpass, that's going to be their only real option. They can flash MSL here and pick up a frag, but it looks like they're actually going to be going towards B, and like we said before, maybe going for the drop down zone, or just flashing straight out of long B there and seeing what they can do here. I can see it is going to come out any second.
Indeed. Just peeking around other parts of the map, maybe they will push the CTs back towards B while their flash comes in. Maybe that was their intention, but their flash will be completely ignored by these CTs hiding behind the brick wall and the tree. Frags coming in for the Dignitas side, only losing Pimp. So here now the game will really start. Those are 3 very quick rounds for Dignitas, Team Dignitas.
Yep, and now it'll be interesting to see what the buys in, see the direction the teams want to go in. Will Titan be picking up the AWP? Of course they will. Kenny S is on their team, and Nico, of course, will be taking one as well. Kenny S will be going for that apartments pick here. Like he knows, a lot of CT teams like to face his angle, and unfortunately won't be having any party today. And Nico facing his angle of his own in middle, and it's going to be quite a quiet start here for the beginning of the round.
You can see Nico looking for an early advantage. Won't find it, but will have a bit of an idea as to what's going on. He will reposition accordingly, and he'll see the trajectory of the flash and move back and try and slow things down here. We've got Titan spread out across the map. Got 1 player running distraction over towards drop. That will allow him to also make sure that there are no flanking CTs through T main, although at this stage that's going to be very unlikely indeed. So maybe some funky boosts coming in for the Team Dignitas side. Indeed, that angle will be very unexpected, and it will allow him to support 2 directions as well.
Yeah, it's a really strong angle here. Like you said, MSL is almost guaranteed a kill in that position. I just don't see Titan checking that.
Okay, so the push is going to come, and it is going to be the pinch here. Long has been taken. RPK, yeah, MSL we were definitely blind in that situation. How many frags can Nico find before he goes down? Will he go down? In a situation, he's just waiting for the peaks to come in. There's the first, going to win the duel versus Kenny S. Now he can pop out, try and find some more frags. RPK going down, another snap from Nico. Can he find a 3rd player here? No, Apex going to come in from behind with distraction across the opposite side of the site. So, Titan with an opportunity here. Kiabi is against 3. The clutches have been a problem versus Team Dignitas. Will it continue to be a problem? They've got a triangle of doom set up on the site with his existence jumping up, going for a little peek. But there's the first prong down. Maniac will fall in the balcony area. Apex, though, gets a free frag. Kiabi looking the wrong way. And Titan find their way onto the scoreboard.
Yeah, that entry kill from RPK onto MSL, like I honestly thought that was a guaranteed frag there. in that position. It's such a hard angle to face when you come out at the underpass area. Apex managing to pick up some very important frags there of his own. Nico holding the bombs right there. Like, I thought there was a moment there where he could have got more than 2 and actually converted that into a victory for himself. But there we go. Titan managed to get their first round on the board here, 3-1 in favour of Team Dignitas, but we will see a full buy here. Nico does still have the AWP, and he has been quite powerful with us so far.
Ooh, I think KRB's silencer exposed his position there. Maniac might have spotted some information, but now he needs to try and find where he is. I think we're going to see the boost coming into the back, and he's not going to find it in time. Maniac, with the early advantage, will lose it to Dignitas, finding themselves 2 super fast frags there. RPK trying to pull things back. There's another place to find indeed. Nico will go down as well. Now this round's going to speed up very quickly indeed. Both teams about to fight for control of the A site. Pimp throwing flashes in, but he's going to get sent into another dimension by Kenny S. KRB is going to go for the push as well. But Kenny's got the crossfire. I think he might see the silencer, but he won't be required. RPK going to take down KRB. Kenny S finding the final frag.
Titan look much more convincing now. Like, that great teamwork and pincer play they did there between the underpass and A-Long there was really, really good. That flash they did, the bounces through the windows and fully blinded the Dignitas player. And that was great work by him. And that's going to put them into a quite difficult situation now. You can see here's the first eco coming in for Dignitas. And this is the moment where Titan could actually get themselves really stuck into this game. Then as long as they make sure they win this round without giving away too many frags, he should be able to start a campaign here of a few rounds in a row.
Indeed, Titan needs to keep Dignitas broken. They need to keep them decrepit. They need to keep them with no money in the bank. And if Dignitas are to win a round, Titan will have so much pressure to break them in the following rounds. It's not even going to be funny. 75 damage on that nade off the wall into Nico's position. Titan know the kind of positions that Dignitas will want to hold here. Apex to finish off the job. That might force a bit of a rotation from some CTs. You can see Pimp moving into the A sites as well. Those P2000s will do little damage to Maniac as he takes down KRB. AZ, MSL, Pimp remain. They're going to concentrate their forces over towards the B-bomb site. And they've got P250s, so some damage could be done here. Maniac will need to be careful as well. Pimp will be the only one remaining in the drop zone. He will have nobody coming to party from the top of the drop. Maniac will be the one to search, and again, he's the player who had low health, and that P50 will finish him off. Pimp will be unable to retrieve the gun, as I'm sure he will have T's waiting for him. Multiple directions come in, and RPK will finish off the job. Titan surviving with 4 players.
Yeah, this is the moment where Dignitas need to kind of mix their play up a little bit. They've seen where the weaknesses are apparent. It's at the underpass inside alley area there. They're getting pincers quite a lot. I'd like to see them have some presence in underpass to kind of challenge them coming through. It seems like RPK is getting through every single time and causing chaos down there. So I'd like to see Dignitas adapt to that and maybe change things up a little bit more aggressive in middle instead of letting them take that complete control.
Okay. Into the game we go. So we're going to have the early smoke up into the drop zone, which will slow down any push, but also Titan will have to be paranoid about a potential boost into drop zone from Dignitas. We might see some spray, but first we're going to see a synchronized pop flash. Apex will hold the angles there, but he'll be traded. RPK, though, has been forced to show the bomb to the CTs to get that trade, which means we'll see the rotation towards A from the CTs, just to make sure they can hold it initially. They may go back as Titan haven't gone to 100 miles an hour there. Ooh, Kenya spotting the jump, but he cannot find the frag. Has not been his usual self so far in this match.
Absolutely, been very quiet actually. No crazy plays from him, and this is a map we know he can be very deadly on. A great AWP zone.
There's one very close, actually. That's going to be Nico, just toying with the smoke, and good. All that jumping from Kenny S will make him meet his death there. Advantage Dignitas for now, but they've got existence to deal with, but he knows that there's a trade fragger already in position. The one who just killed Kenny. He's going to get around the corner just in time, reposition to try and take down the would-be trade fragger, and also run a bit of distraction. The bomb is being planted towards B now. KRB trying to get the advantage. Maniac will take him down, and now it's down to AZ to breach, get an early advantage. He's been spotted. He's got 2 directions the frags are coming from, and this time he will not win the duel. Just left down to Pimp for his team. Down goes 1, and the other 2 are heavily tagged. Actually, he could do this even with the USPS if he finds a headshot here. He will tag RPK, but not find the frag. RPK surviving with 17 HP. Only 2 players surviving for Titan, but that's less important than it would be on the CT side.
That all came down to Existence, actually. The fact he kept that middle presence there, and like they saw a player like so close to the end of the round, kind of showing some sort of control in middle. It allowed his 2 teammates to run into B, make that entry frag onto KRB, and that was the reason for them winning that round. And it's such a big one as well. You can see that's forced Dignitas onto an eco, and that, when you're on the T side of Cobble, it's so huge to be winning, and this should be another one. It should be 5-3 in their favour now.
All right, so Titan starting to spread the bleach across the map towards the sites, killing all the bugs in blue on your little mini-map there. 1 down so far. AZ, however, has picked up an AK, and Maniac is dead. MSL avoiding the flash there will get a bullet straight into Existence's chest. We'll see if one of the CTs can finish him off. Now we've got the flank coming in from Kiabi and the full push from the remaining 2 CTs. Bomb should go down here for Titan, and the rest of this round should be a formality. Save for Kiabi, who Existence finds just in time, wins the duel with 5 HP. And AZ may... Well, actually, he's got an AK, so he's going to go for a save here. Otherwise, he may have gone to try and finish off the job with Existence. Question is, will he go to the tower or will he go to the toilets?
It's the rocks, I believe, James. He's going to be staying there.
I'm going in a bog every time. The problem is, though, when you're in the toilet and you close the door, it shows that it's engaged.
Does it?
So you know someone's in there, yeah. It goes red.
Is that because you're actually in there or just because you opened it?
No, if you're inside the toilet and you close the door, it shows it's engaged.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Unlike Glastonbury, where you open a toilet. And there may be someone in there regardless of if it's locked or not.
Well, there we go. They're 5-3 in favour of Titan. They really have woken up on this map. This is the sort of situation now where Dignitas need to do something a little bit different, perhaps boosting someone up and drop down. For me, it's the underpass area. It's the main issue for them. They're losing that control, allowing the terrorists to actually get in there and take it off them, and they're losing that intel they get from that position. So for me, I want to see them get in there a bit more, even perhaps take the AWPer down there. And there we go. So Nico's going to be mixing it up a little bit, getting some control on the side alley area at least.
Again, the early smoke there from Dignitas will just slow down the shenanigans. The constant pressure towards the drop zone from the Ts. It is a very dangerous area for the CTs and does stretch them a little bit thin. Titan haven't been able to abuse it so much just yet. Dignitas back on the buy, but again, you can see things are limited for the team. Nico could get a frag here. Wow. Double peek coming in. He'll miss the shot, and Apex will find a frag. And another one. Things flipping round now. All the duels that Dignitas were winning are now being won by Titan. Dignitas on their next buy, down to 3 players. Apex will be taken down, but Dignitas will be smoked off the site. Pimp forcing him all the way through the smoke. Trades coming in though. Existence holding the passive angle. Kiabi with the flank now. How close will he get before he tries to sneak? Will he be heard? Existence is even more passive. He hears the sound and he'll raise the alarm. Kenny coming in to finish off the job. That
was really strange there. Like, so Nico had the perfect setup to counter what they were doing there, the long A, and Apex has managed to find 2 huge frags there. Even though they took down the AWPer, like, the chances of another CT being there are quite slim, but Apex just seemed to lock onto him straight away, picks up 2 huge entry frags, and that's going to be really disappointing for Dignitas. I think they try to adapt to what's going on, and now you can see them in a forced buy situation. The Famouses are out, and this could get really bad for them. If they lose this round especially, it's like, we haven't seen Titan actually go towards B at all here. This would be the perfect time for them to do it.
AZ, in fact, that might be why AZ is trying to push through the smoke again. This time he's going to be punished. All the shenanigans from Dignitas that worked for them before do not seem to be working now. Titan having a monster T-half so far. Double the score of Dignitas. And they are going to be sweating like perverts if they don't start winning round soon. 1 man up are the Titan side, the Swiss, French, Belgian team versus the Danes here. The bomb still held in a passive position. Dignitas will not have the information as to where it might be. Maniac still lurking towards Team Main. Will take down Kiabi, looking for information. Information he found. Apex pressuring the A site as well, and again, without vision of the bomb, they're not going to know what's going on, but surprise, surprise, here comes a Titan party over towards the B bomb site. Pimp's going to get his head ripped off. And down to Nico and MSL to do what they can do. Nico may be looking for a quick frag here if he can find it. Apex won't win the duel with MSL on this occasion, leaving MSL with 35 HP, but Dignitas, what are their options here? MSL is far, far, far away. Nico may just go for some exits.
Yeah, I think that's all he can do in this situation. Try and take down a couple of guns, but the reality is he needs to save that gun for the next round. Like, they need to force again. It's getting to the stage now where Titan's going to win this half on T side of Cobble. Now, it's kind of unheard of. Like, a lot of teams will be expecting to have a big lead in the CT side. We can see Nico actually trying to come in for the little
boy.
ninja.
He had no kit, though.
No.
Because I was thinking that, I did consider that. Maybe he's going for a sneaky defuse, but he's almost never finding a 10-second defuse in that situation.
There we go, MSL being the last man alive, and he should be able to take one down with him, and a little bit of a whiff there, low HP on the player, and he should have taken that kill down with him, and that's kind of summed up the half so far for Dignitas. They can see themselves in a very low money situation, and this is going to be the kind of the point. If they decide to force buy and lose this one, they might be done this half, and they have done, and it's going to be, look at that they've got no kits, no real nades. It's going to be a very difficult round for them to win there, especially when they're not even winning the rounds where they've got full guns.
Yeah, so the thing is, Titan have a 4-round lead for now, but you know, I'm a bit nervous watching them. I want to see 3 maps, but I feel like they need a landslide.
Yeah, I agree.
T side just to have confidence going forward. Will they check the angles? Apex, he has been winning the duels all the time, and he will continue to entry here for Titan. They're not going to overextend. That can be a strong position with Crossfire for Dignitas, so they will move back as Maniac takes down AZ elsewhere.
Like, Titan are just picking them off on the map here. They're not really doing anything too strategic. We kind of expected them to bring a huge playbook with them, but like, they're just running around as a unit here. This is really good CS from them. They're going frag for frag. Apex seems to be winning almost every single duel he's going into, and that's the crucial factor here, and that's why they're winning rounds. It's just coming down to the raw fragging ability of Titan, and they're just controlling the economy so well as well. Like, look at this, they're full famine spies. They're not really getting any kills in the rounds. Like, and look at the economy on Titan as well. Like, they're set for the rest of the half now.
Score more goals than you concede. That is what I say about Titan's T sides, and it's working out so far. I almost wonder if the match would have been the same if they started on a T side of Mirage. Maybe it would have been, but sounds crazy. But I think for Titan, maybe it's a reasonable option. Let me know if you disagree. Titan, as Dignitas going to go for the force again. They should have max loss bonus here, so they can go for the crap buys repeatedly. Again, positioning, the good thing about the tree position, not just the height, it gives you such coverage from flashbangs coming over the wall as well, that on the CT side it is one of the stronger spots for the initial push. MSL going to get the initial frag, although Apex will follow up pretty quickly onto Nico. Just over a minute here for Titan to get some work done, and again, existence known across multiple versions of CSGO of using all those sneaky little spots. Apex holding things down there as MSL tries to go through the smoke.
The disappointing thing for Dignitas here is, like, they're not really adjusting their play. It always seems to be MSL to be at the bottom of underpass every time. But as you say that, though, they actually do manage to pull it back to a 3-on-3 situation, and this is where they want to kind of get this one in their favour. The time's running away. That's a very important frag from AZ, and he's kind of picking up some form again. Indeed.
Now it's Kenyes to try and find an opening here, as Existence cannot take the trade. He's got 19 HP. He doesn't want to get shot. The player in the back of the site there, Kiabi, is going to be the one to stop any plants from going down. As long as he survives, then they should be good. But they're going to go for the smoke diffuse here. Existence are going to plant, and Kiabi will wait for his team to come in. So Titan will consider that a non-option, but Kiabi has announced himself. They're taking down Existence. Now it's a 3 versus 1. But Kenny, with somewhat of a positional advantage, still cannot find the frags. The nade coming in to finish him up before he can get the 3rd shot onto Kiabi. And Dignitas will finally get around on the board. Yeah, that's such a good news for them. I think if Kenny had hit that first shot there, it could have been a different story. That's when he gets rolling, when he hits one flick shot. There we go then. That's the first round for Dignitas in quite a while. And look at the money on Titan. A number of them around 16k. But this is the thing. Dignitas finally, after losing 8 rounds in a row, they get 1 round on the board. If they lose this round, then it's very likely that they win no more rounds in the first half. That's the dangerous point they're in now. That after losing that many in a row and giving Titan that 16k advantage, this is the round they have to win now. They can't afford to lose this one, or like you said, that's going to be all the rounds down the toilet for the rest of the half. Loss bonus down to 1400. That's a good start for the CT side. Kiabi going to punish Maniac. Both teams spraying through the smoke as more flashes, more nades, more Molotovs come in towards that area from the CT side. Things will slow down just for a second. And again, yet more nades coming in from both teams as they try to find the advantage. Nice peek over the statue there, and that will allow AZ to find an angle through the smoke to take down Apex. Kenya's going to find Kiabi. But it's Dignitas with the numbers on the site. Existence has jumped into an abandoned drop zone and found Nico. So now the CTs have to worry about the flank, and Titan are going to rotate away. This is so smart. Existence going to stop the rotation now. He's got a smoke down there, but MSL's come in for a flank of his own. Found a bomb carrier, taking down RPK. Trade's coming in. Existence stopping the flank. Now AZ's on the wrong side. This has gone crazy for Dignitas.
Yeah, that smoke from Existence itself was the changing point there. AZ could have left a very difficult situation. Existence will take him down, and that was all Existence that round. And this is the hell we talked about for Dignitas. After losing that round, you can see their money will be absolutely destroyed now, and it'll be interesting to see what they opt for. 2 rounds remaining. Will they opt to force here and definitely lose the next one, or kind of make sure they can eco for the next one? It looks like it's going to be the force, the horrible force as well, the pistol and Famous combination.
That was a masterful play from Existence,
really
but it was almost crushed by MSL coming in for the flank. He took 1 down, but could take no more. Titan with a 5-round lead and a very good chance to make it 7. We will see how it goes. A lot of time on the clock to play with, and Titan will patiently wait for these smokes. They have the advantage in almost every part of this game. They've got the money advantage, the gun advantage, they've got the fire advantage, putting Kiabi down to 34 HP. They've got all the AKs, loads of smokes, tons of flashes, but they don't have any kills yet. A minute on the clock now, and not time to worry just yet. That is a perfectly timed flashbang from the T's, which stops the push from MSL. That was an important flash for Dignitas, but Titan's own will slow things down here. 1 frag for each side so far, speeding up very quickly. Dignitas have only 2 plays left on the pistols, Kiabi and Nico. Maniac will take down Nico, leaving only Kiabi, who is looking for the knife on the bomb. 35 seconds left and Existence has been taken down with a humiliation.
Yeah, the bomb is going to be down, and Kiabi is going to be looking for any sort of frag he can get. If he's in the perfect position right now, if he can find a frag here, this could be great for him. Kenny S does seem to know he's there, but here we go. RPK will get taken down. That is the bomb. He has an opportunity here.
They have to go for the double peek here. Otherwise, he's going to find 3 1v1s. He's got 2. He's going to find a third. That could have been so huge for Dignitas. I almost had a tear building in my eye for Titan there, but they managed to get through it just about. Excellent play, though, by the final play for Dignitas. Almost did it for his team, but it ended up being too much to ask.
Yeah, it's in vain, unfortunately, for him. Like we said, the economy is so strong for Titan right now. It didn't really make a real impact. Great effort from him, though. He manages to get the knife kill, obviously, and then get himself a rifle for this round. So if they manage to win this one, it'll be because of that. But let's see how this one unfolds. They actually are showing to start show some presence in the underpass area now, which I wanted them to do before. This is an area of the map they lost a lot of contention and didn't really show that much presence.
Insta trade there. MSL getting a nice shot onto the face of Kenny S. Gonna leave him a disfigured mess, but it's tied up. We'll see if Titan can dispose of that extra gun. I'm not sure if they can throw it over the wall from that position, but he'll want to clear the area first as he was over there on his own. Titan have since rotated very quickly away towards the B bomb site as the information push is coming in from Dignitas towards A. We've got the molly coming out on the B platform. And that flashbang, I think, from the T's just didn't go the right direction. Kiabi gonna get annihilated by Maniac. The final Dignitas players. What can AZ do here? He could find himself 2 fast frags. Indeed he will. Maniac only had a few HP left. Doesn't get the third one. Existence winning the duel. Just down to Nico. And I don't think they know where he is. And the bomb is on the floor. It needs to be picked up. It needs to be planted. They're not going to know what is safe. They're going to have to plant it based on the angle that the other player is holding. And there it is. Nico finds a headshot onto Existence, puts himself in a 1 versus 1. But again, he's only got the 5-7. There might be time, probably not actually, for Apex to run to the A site. He's going to have to go for the plant behind the statue here. As the bait comes in from Nico. Oh, he's tagged Apex down 21 HP. Apex has 2 flashes and the Molotov, but he doesn't want to get caught with a nade in his hand. And Nico will win the duel to get the final round on the board there for Dignitas in the first half.
Yeah, disappointing finish for Titan after having such a strong campaign the whole way through. To lose it there in a 5-7 2-on-1 is quite disappointing for them. I think that's going to kill the hype a little bit after having such a successful T campaign. Like, it's quite important to know that Dignitas actually won the pistol there and still lost their half 11-4. So pretty weird series of, 10-5, sorry. Pretty weird series of events there. But here we go then. Titan will will be on the favoured side and of CT here on D-Cobble, and we can see that Dignitas actually have gone for a full Glock buy here, no utility whatsoever. So it looks like they'll be going for that drop-down control very early on.
Wow, this is interesting. All armors. So Kevlar Bonanza here for the T side. Mainek's going to immediately retreat and do what he can to hold the area, but he won't be able to do it. Another headshot straight onto RPK. All the frags apart from that one onto MSL going the way of Dignitas. Another pistol that they will have taken against Titan here, it seems. Only Apex remaining now, needs 4 headshots, all the angles covered, and that was a quick obliteration there by Dignitas. I think that's them taking both pistols.
Yep, you're absolutely right there. Like, really nice, simple strat there. They had 2 people holding the middle area, 3 people rushing down, drop down, pincering the A-bomb side, kind of peeling the CTs apart. They could hear them running towards B. It's really difficult to hold that off, especially when you've got the silence USP there. So yeah, great opening round from Dignitas, and that's exactly what they needed to get back into this campaign. Just to note, the Existence has pulled out the scout here, so he's going to be looking to win this one. He's going to be at the back of the chicken coop here, the back of B. The rest of his team will be there with him as well. So it's an interesting stack here from Titan.
Outside of the pistol round and the following 2 eco/force rounds, Dignitas have only won 2 rounds in this match so far.
Opening tag as well. This could be interesting now. Dignitas need to decide whether they're going to commit to this or fall back and run away.
Yeah, and they may be warded off by that pressure. They've got the close range and the far range covered, have Titan. But is this a bait for Dignitas to rotate to the other site? I don't think they believe so, as they are indeed charging over there. The rotation slowly coming out from the Titan players. They've managed to get themselves 2 players on the site. Will the last one be detected? Kenny's is hiding at the back of the site. He may be able to mess up any plants coming in. And there are 3 players remaining for both sides now. KRB looking for more.
There it is, Kenny S.
And there it is. Kenny S will be the one sneaking at the back of the site, just as we saw Forrest do that Mag 7 so long ago. 1-man advantage for Titan. They've picked up all kinds of bounty. 2 versus 2 now. And KRB's left alone. And Existence has rotated out of the position. We've got the nades flying in from the CTs, which have been stolen from the carcasses of his teammates. KRB with an MP7, he's got 14 seconds left to find both players here, and Titan will be aware of that as well. Existence with the scout crossfire will take the 2nd round here. This is not good for Dignitas.
That was a perfect stack there from Titan. The fact they got the scout tag so early on was such a good warning sign to Dignitas to go to the other side. They read it perfectly, got Kenny S set up there at the back of the CZ on the back of A, and that was the most important factor there. Like the fact he didn't face at all, even show his position. He allowed his teammates to kind of take the control, came out, stopped the bomb plan there, and that's when carnage ensued. And managed to pick that round up, and it's going to be very, very important. You can see that Dignitas haven't even got armor this round, and this is Titan's chance to get in the driving seat and finish this one off.
Titan have a 5-round lead, but until I see them on 16, there will still be nerves.
Anything could happen with these guys.
So we've got the pod flash coming in there from Team Dignitas, and they're going to use that to get the frag onto the site. More frags coming Titan's way though. Nico's not carrying the bomb at the moment. He's going to find himself a 2nd frag onto Existence this time. Now we've got Apex going for a retake with a scout, along with an AK and a P90. Apex just rushing down the site with a scout. He's going to go down somewhat unsurprisingly. And but Titan do take the round. They've got double the score now of Dignitas.
So now Dignitas going for the force buy here. This could be one of the most important rounds of the entire game. They haven't got a full buy here. They've got Tech 9s. They have got utility. Titan are going to be facing up against them with the Famises, and they actually have got an AK there as well. So it looks like we're actually going to see quite a fast round for Dignitas here. Going to take control of that drop down area. It's exactly what we saw them do on the pistol run actually, except they've got all 5 players over towards that area.
Ooh, reasonable nade damage coming in there. RPK finding 1 frag and escaping. Almost unscathed there. 2 Tech 9 headshots. Rec 9 coming out for MSL, and he may have done the damage to let Dignitas go over the line in this round here. Again, it would only be the 3rd round they had won outside of the pistol rounds and follow-ups. Apex versus 3. Do they know where he is? KRB's looking for him. KRB will find his face.
Wow, that really was the Hail Mary play from Dignitas there. Kind of opted to go 5 players towards B, 3 players on drop down, and they managed to get the big kills there. MSL managing to pick up 2 Tech 9 kills there, and that's just why that gun is so amazing still. That's the drive-bys it can produce, the 1-bullet headshots, and it gets Dignitas back into this one. And Titan have a difficult decision now. I think just judging by their economy, they haven't bought yet. They've got the pistol here, and that's a wise decision from them. I'd like to see them actually just take their time, make sure they get the full buy in their inventories again, and then have another attempt.
When you get these trades of rounds going backwards and forwards early on in a half, you can just, both teams can end up in a spiral of winning, losing, force buying, and it just descending into absolute madness. But Titan have had quite enough of the madness. Ooh, RPK are weak blind. RPK has support. RPK is no more. Again, Titan on a basic buy here. Existence and Kenny S with some pistols. Other than that, there's not much going on. Apex and Maniac with Pea shooters at the moment.
Oh god.
But Apex will find a kill with that Pea shooter. 2 players down for Dignitas actually, which so this is not terrible here for Titan. You can expect them to lose the round, but they've taken 2 players with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they'll be happy for their investment.
Yep, they didn't really have to spend much, managed to take down 2 players there. And this is the round that you need to decide. You can see it won't be a great buy here. I would suggest to do the double eco here. Take the hit, you're on the favoured side, you've got enough rounds to play with, and they won't do that. They're going to actually force out where the Famous is.
Of course, they're not going to do that.
I really don't like this at all. Like, it's a round they have to win now, and they're getting themselves in a very difficult situation. They don't win it. If I was a Call of this team, I'd be feeling pretty worried right now. I'd have taken the hit and the double eco.
Okay, so Titan are going to stack 4 people over towards the B-bomb site, including the drop, and have only Existence over towards A. And he's got 4 Danes coming his way. That smoke will give him a little bit of a wall for now, but he's got to fear not only A long, but pop flash is coming through that smoke as well. And indeed, there is such a pop flash. So that may be a bit of an alarm there. RPK starting to move onto the site to give them more angles. And there hasn't really been much of a challenge over towards B as Apex goes down towards A, no Existence. Going to see more rotations. I think Maniac, the one carrying the kit for the team, going to start to head over towards A as Dignitas just hold position for now. Just rotating around the site, you might say. Like a plane. Just waiting for permission to land. But they will take it by force, it seems.
Yeah, I think they're just going to walk out together. RPK here is going to find confrontation, and that's going to be the frag that decides this round. They're only going to have Maniac on the side of a 5-7, and what's he going to be able to do here? But there we go, he actually does manage to pick up a headshot here, and manages to get 2 as well. Great positional play from him, and he gets away alive. MSL going to be working out middle here, and Kenny S actually answers back and makes it a 3-on-2 situation.
Never underestimate Maniac with a 5-7. That's his best weapon in the game. Well, you see him on cash, he is insane. Around these certain corners, he just knows how to abuse that gun and abuse his opponents. He's just a man full of abuse. Here comes a plant towards the B-bomb site now. We've seen a similar rotation that we saw from Titan now from the Dignitas side, but how long can it work for them? They have 1 smoke, which goes down in the perfect spot and will allow them to put 2 prongs towards the drop, but Titan brave enough to push through the smoke. They're going to double peek, find themselves a frag each. Kiabi versus Maniac. Maniac with the health disadvantage will find the frag and find the round.
That was kind of disappointing from Dignitas there. They definitely had the advantage there. Pimp didn't need to face that whatsoever. Like, he had such a nice angle on them. His teammate could have just been facing and getting the aggro while he just waited and sprayed them down as they ran out, but he decided to go for the over audacious phase, and essentially that's, for me, was what lost in that round. They did so well to get back into that and get the bomb down after what happened with Maniac and the 5-7, but after we've seen that forced buy from Titan, like, I know I criticized it, but if it does pull off, obviously it's amazing for them. It did come down to a real close round, so the money's still not going to be great. 3 Famouses on the players, but a change of mentality here. It looks like Kenny S will be taking the orb towards the side alley area here, and he will have someone backing him up there for the rotation kill if it's needed.
Worth noting, people at home, if something is successful, doesn't mean it was right. Although I'm not saying it was wrong. 3 people over towards the B-bomb site here for Titan, with RPK holding down the drop zone. This time Titan will have a bit of extra support over towards A-long. Again, it was a bit of a weak hold in the previous run, but they will have extra support now. There is a decoy in the direction of A. The bomb being held passively by Nico on the AWP. He'll be holding the angle. We'll see if Kenny chooses to peek it. Sorry, Apex is that one up there actually. Kenny will be holding the back. You can see that angle. Oh, he's making a bit of noise there, and Kiabi may punish Apex for it, but Apex will find himself the duel, and with the FAMAS as well. Pimp going to take down a rotating Maniac on team main towards B. So, I don't know if the bomb has been seen by Titan just yet, but I think we might have some aggression coming in from Apex. Potentially a flank. I don't know. We'll see if he goes through double doors. He's not stopping. And the push is coming in from Dignitas on A. So we'll see if his role has importance later on. Existence not going to win the duel on the site. Trades coming in for both teams. Now we're seeing the rotation speeding up for Apex. He's going to become ever more important, but Pimp is close to him. I don't know if he's going to hear him pushing. Indeed, Apex is just walking now. And if Kenyas can keep running distraction, maybe Apex finds a frag, and there it is. Here comes the flank. It's paid off for the team. And he'll win the second duel as well. 3 kills with just the FAMAS there for Apex. And he has won the round for his team with a bit of distraction from Kenny S.
Yep, that was the great backstab play from him. Like, the Dignitas didn't even seem to consider it. He walked out and had a nice clean shot in the back there. And that would have reset the money on Titan as well. And potentially given Dignitas a few more rounds to play with. So the fact they managed to pull that one off is absolutely huge for this map in terms of the grand scheme of things. And you can see now Titan looming in on match point, and you can see that Dignitas have to force by here. This is the moment Titan want to lock this down. They don't want this to go any further. We know they struggled to close games out, and this is the moment I'd like to see them actually just finish this one quite convincingly and not let it go the distance. It looks like Dignitas are actually going to go for this drop-down threat again. This has been very successful for them in the past.
We seem headed towards the final map, however. Dignitas may have something else to say about that. Frags going the way of Titan for the moment, and this round is moving very fast indeed. Maniac cannot get his pistol out fast enough, but Existence will come in for another trade. Down to a 2 versus 1 now. Trades going in favor of Titan. Apex still with a grenade, and AZ only has 7 HP. Won't be necessary though. Kenny F's pulling out the 007 and getting the silence frag.
There we go. We move into match point in favor of Titan, and this is going to be all she wrote. It should be the end of the game right now. If Titan know the money's low in Dignitas, they need to just play their nice, safe game. They've got the AWP 8 on Kenny S. Just play back. Don't do anything too aggressive. Make the T's work for it. Don't allow them to get into the bomb site and cause chaos. Just play a really, really deep defensive game. That's not what Kenny S is doing. He fancies some frags, and he will go for that aggressive phase.
Well, there's some fast aggression and long, and Apex is going to get the full. Ron Jeremy sprayed out. 3 people going down. Only AZ and Pimp remaining. AZ has fallen. That's the bomb. And this should be a helpless situation, but if Pimp can find a frag from behind and pick up a rifle here, is he going to go for the knife? Is he going to go for the knife? No.
What a show, man.
He's going to pick up the rifle, so sensible play there by Pimp. And now he still has an opportunity to do something. He's got a minute on the clock here, 2 flashes and a nade, but he's got Kenny S with a reticle in his direction, and that's never good, and there's a perfect example why. Titan get a second map with a solid score there, 16-8. That's going to be good for their confidence. Just complete dominance shown in that match.
Yeah, they look like a different team there. Like, their T side was so strong. They actually were winning almost every single clutch turn as well. They actually lost both pistols and won that game really convincingly still. So great work from them. You can see like the difference in morale. Look at the team there now. Like, compared to last map, they looked like it was all going wrong. Existence had his head in his hands, but now they've bounced back, and that's really important for them. Going into the third map, it's going to be a nice advantageous position for them. We know they can do well in Inferno, and it's going to be a really exciting last map for me.
Okay, so you can see that Titan are ready to head to the Boulangerie and have a little break before we go into the third map. What is our third map?
It is Inferno, I believe.
I think it's Cash, isn't it? Production, please confirm. It's indeed Cash, yeah.
Well, there we go.
As expected. So this is going to be a dangerous map for both teams. This is a map where Titan are going to be coming in full of confidence. And again, Dignitas, just the way they've already beaten Titan, right? They've shown who the boss is. While they've taken the first map as well. While they didn't have, that was Titan's pick. So they're not going to be too concerned with the loss there. It was a good score line, but again, Dignitas had just individual dominance over each Titan player on their pick, Mirage, that they should be confident going into Cash.
Well, this is it. Like, I think I casted Titan on Cash last time, and they rely very heavily on Kenny S. He's the impact player for them, especially he goes this T side. He'll go walking into A main looking for picks, and we've seen Kenny S be quite quiet these series. You haven't seen any crazy frags from him, and that could be quite influential going into this third map. It'll be interesting to see how his importance is going into the final map.
Yeah, and we know that since the AWP nerf definitely affected his style more than some other AWPers. So we're not seeing the wildness from Kenny S that we saw in the past. Maybe that's gone now. Maybe we'll never see that again. But obviously he still has a role to play. But I don't think they can rely on him as much as they could before. But again, we saw how powerful Maniac was with the 5-7. Cash is the map. That's his signature map where he just destroys people even just with a 5-7. So, guys, we're going to go to a quick break and then come back with our analysts. We will see you in just a few minutes.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
Oh, you were all singing, then you stopped.
I weren't.
Man, what the hell?
You don't mess with the greats.
Ozzy. Good stuff.
But enough about Scoots.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't touch me, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm not complimenting you. Get out of here.
Get away from me, you bastard. All right. Well, we would say barn burner on our hands. They each won the map they chose.
You guys love burning barns. I just like to watch good Counter-Strike games myself.
It's how the Americans got their independence from the Brits.
This is a great
Yeah, we
time.
burned
Let's
all
burn
your
a barn
barns.
with horses in it.
Threw your tea
Oh,
away,
why is that
burned
even
your
a good
barns.
saying? That's rubbish, mate.
But again,
a really good game.
So far, it's gone the way I anticipated it would. I did feel Dignitas would win on Mirage. It was real close actually. The Titan kind of
could have done it, right?
Yeah, they threw that one away a little bit. If we're being brutally honest about it, but Dignitas get that map in the book. You go into Cobble. This is where you really expect Titan to, be a more dominant force on that map, just because they're a tactically better team. But there was some really, again, that poor decision making kicked in, and I hate to keep harping on about it because obviously, and I know the guy, but Nico's been dead weight in another series again. He's just not having the impact with the AWP that he needs to have if they're going to beat teams like this. And this would be the prime time to do it because on Cobble, Kenny S didn't really do a great deal. He had a decent Mirage showing, but didn't really do a lot on Cobble. Titan were just a lot more cohesive. I think it says everything. That's got to be the first time I've seen Existence get off the bottom of the scoreboard, I think, in a good while. And he made 20 frags, I think.
The thing to note in terms of Nico is obviously it was fair enough when he was having his problems when they won the series. Okay, you don't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
But in this one here, I mean, he almost cost them the first map Mirage. He could have been the reason they lost there. And crucially, when he's not getting that many kills, he's still getting the AWP every single round. Because the problem he has, even when he was really good, is he's not one of those AWPers who has like the decent rifles to go with it, or in certain cases like a simple or very good rifles to go with it. He has fairly poor rifles actually. So even when the AWP's not working for him, he has no plan B. It's going to AWP again. So
yeah. Actually,
there's no choice. He has to do well, or
he's getting pistol kills when they have to eco or in the pistol round. But it's like you say, if he needs to pick up a rifle, it's bad times ahead for Team Dignitas. So they got to, he's really got to step it up here. Actually, he's been surprisingly poor for me.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the heat map / stats page for the first match. I don't know if you have any heat map specific stuff, but we can at least look at the stats and talk about that. Obviously, you can see what you're talking about in the sense of Nico.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the Team Dignitas, again, because the thing is, the actual tactics are pretty decent, actually. They're not terrible. They didn't do amazing on this map, but if you look, it's a very even spread as to where everything's taking place. Like, that means you're getting full penetration into all the sites. The kills aren't just focused around one player. It's not like one player is killing one CT every time. This is actually one of the most even games, this first map. It's really back and forth. And once it got up there in rounds, second half, you really didn't know who was going to win. So you go to the second half when Titan's on terrorist side. Now, they're particularly focused. They're specific areas they're getting into. It's like they're trying to hit them over and over and over again. Obviously, it was working to a degree. So they're thinking, like, keep going with what works. That's one of the things, actually. It's funny, both the French teams do that. Envious does it and Titan does it. The difference is in Titan, it's like they do it because they don't have as much skill. They haven't got the luxury of forcing things. They do it when they identify what works. They run with what works until it stops working. Okay, that's really the approach. It's kind of a Korean approach from other games. If you have the right strategy, if you have the right approach, you don't change it until you're forced to, basically. Envious, what they'll tend to do is they just brute force it. They decide, right, I think this can work. Just keep doing it until it does, basically. So difference in philosophy, though, even though it seems like they're playing the same way. Dignitas obviously played the first map better in that sense. Hopefully we can look at the heat map for the second one now if I switch to it. So this was Cobblestone, and in the first half, that was when Titan was on their terrorist side, and obviously they got a lot of rounds. Now look again, this is where you know Titan did the good T half. Look how spread out the kills are here. And also, what's interesting is look at these places here, like right there. Look at the sheer amount of kills that's happening there. It's before you enter the slope going into the A site. Normally, you'd expect once you get into the A site, okay, maybe kills up here when there's the guy there. But then normally you encounter people like back here, back over here. There's not that many kills actually overall. Most of them are happening right on here, which means that you're just killing you immediately. And also that means actually Dignitas, unusually, with all the kills here, are playing unusually actually reasonably more aggressive than they have before. We noticed in the past series, they played very passively. They would just allow you to come into the sites. They would play off you, and they would just try and out-frag you. And that's what cost them basically when they played against NIP, actually.
Yeah.
NIP just out-fragged them when they tried to take the normal spots, you know? So maybe they were trying to switch it up here. I also think, by the way, a factor that probably led to this heat map here for Dignitas is knowing they won map 1, knowing that like map 2 is the one we have a chance on, they're trying to end it early. And so they're trying to force it here. They're trying to play a bit more aggressive, try and play into the attacks, which obviously, there's one team you don't want to do that against. It's probably Titan, actually, because they're like they're slow but methodical team. So that's the sort of team you probably actually would be better off playing passive against. They actually picked the wrong styles there. Against NiP, you want to play aggressively because they're playing quite individualistically. So attack them early before someone decides what crazy play to make. They haven't got something set anyway. When it's someone like Titan and they're just going to execute like this anyway, they're going to have all the angles covered when you come in on them. So I think that's just actually, the story there is less about Titan. It's more about Dignitas' approach to trying to close this out in 2, which they were unable to do. Second map, convincingly Titans.
Yeah.
Without Kenny S even having to do anything on the second map.
Any final thoughts before we go to Cash?
Well, just that I don't really see what I can't see how Dignitas are going to beat Titan on Cash, but I think again it'll be a relatively close game. I think Titan will just have enough in the locker to get ahead of it, and again, Kenny S needs to step it up if they're going to put in a dominant display. But I just think tactically and man for man, they should beat Dignitas here. So around about 16-12.
Okay.
About that.
I think this can be close. I think because crucially, both teams can play both of the halves well.
Yeah.
So it won't be over even if one has like a 9 rounds, 10 rounds on one half, Both good tactical teams as well. I think the main difference maker here is going to be what I think's actually been giving Titan overall the edge already in the first 2 maps, which is, like I said, both of these teams have a tendency not to close out. Both maybe have players who choke a little bit. But of the 2 teams so far, it seems like the Titan teams have been way better under pressure situations. They close out when it's the 1v1, when it's the 1v2. Partly because there's not such a skill disparity as against an Ike or a TSM, If you put RPK and you put Apex in a 1v2 in this sort of a scenario, they might win it. There's no reason to think, he's going to have a hard time there. He's not facing an all of them. He's not facing a Shox or a Kiyoshima, So I think this is very doable for Titan. I think they should win. I think, about 16-10, 16-11. There should be a decent amount of rounds for Dignitas. I expect there to be some play, but... And crucially, what's good is because it's a very balanced map, I expect it to go right to the second half. We won't have it decided after one half, I don't think.
All right, the final match to decide is Cash, the number 7 team, Titan, taking on the number 8 team, Dignitas. We'll see who goes home, and we'll see who moves on to the semifinals. James, Henry G, take it away.
Thank you very much to Scoots. So, as you can see, we are into the final game of the final match of the evening. Someone's going to make it through to tomorrow. Someone is going to be blasted into the sun. So, who's your money on?
I think after that performance, it has to be Titan for me. We saw Dignitas being so strong on Mirage to begin with, but for me, I see them be so strong on that map every single time. I think that's their home turf. And going into Cash, like we said, it's a real cliche thing to say, but as long as Kenny S is firing on all cylinders and he actually is hitting the shots, we saw him do pretty successfully on the cobble map, but still pretty quiet by his standards at least. For me, the standout player for Titan so far has been Apex. I think he's had a phenomenal cobble campaign there, especially. He was getting all the entry frags and making sure his team were getting into the situation they needed to be, and it was just some great synergy from them as well. They were controlling the underpass area on cobbles so nicely, like the pincer formation they were using, kind of getting into the stairs area, into long A, and kind of just isolating the CT so well there. So if they can keep that kind of team play up, I see Titan carrying on that momentum from the second map into this one. I think it's going to be a very difficult mission for Dignitas to get into it. We've seen Nico play pretty poorly on both maps so far. I think the most he's actually been able to squeeze out of them is 14 kills, and so he needs to step it up especially. They're going to need him controlling middle, moving to different areas of the map, actually making that all impactful. And here we go. We're going to go straight into the knife round now. Yeah,
I'd have to favour Titan myself as well. For me, I think the people to watch are Apex and Maniac. Maniac, the way he plays on the A-bomb site will have the power to dictate how this match goes again. For some reason, he always seems to just undetected in the boost spot on A, especially, most importantly, when the chips are down, when he's only got that 5-7, he will find multiple frags there and can really...
You're a big fan of his 5-7 play, aren't you?
Honestly.
You got really excited when you saw him in that position. You started tapping me saying, look, it's coming.
Yeah, here comes the pain. So, it will be Nico and Co. We can expect to start on the CT side of the map. Indeed, that has to be confirmed, so we're going to go straight back into the match here in just a second. But again, Titan, you might argue that their T side is even more dangerous. And again, we're going to see them starting on the T side once more. This time on the final map. So it's not the pick of either team, but no doubt one that they will both be comfortable playing on. So we will see who will prove victorious.
We've seen some very simple T-sided play from most of this tournament, actually. And I think we'll see that again. We can see... oh. Is that the end of it? Sorry, I got over there.
Yeah, game's over, guys. It's ended in a draw.
Oh,
and there's a GG.
Well, it looked like Titan were going to go a full armor buy there and execute somewhere, but I think we will be restarting. Whether they do that again will be left to see. I can't see why they wouldn't do it. Here we go, kind of deciding. Oh, they actually do exactly the same thing. RPK yet to buy at the moment, but there we go. RPK with the bomb, and it looks like they will do something very simple here. The fact they've got 5 pieces of armor suggests that it's just going to be RPK actually looking to hold the flank here. He's got the bomb by himself, and he's actually going to give that away. Maybe he'll go and get some attention towards the B area, holding the rotations while the others make their way into the bomb site.
Dignitas have had good success in the pistol rounds versus Titan so far. Again, they won both pistols against Titan on Cobblestone, but it was nowhere near enough. Will they win another one? Will they get off to that head start that we've seen them do in the previous games? It's going to be a slower start from Titan. The rushes against Dignitas have gone heavily in favour of the Danes. So we're going to have the bomb creeping towards the squeaky door, and it looks like it's going to be an A split. 1 main, 2 mid, and 2 at the squeaky door. But who is going to find the first frags? That's what it's going to come down to. The bomb has been seen on the site. AZ taking down 2. Kenny and Maniac gone. The remaining players will have lots of angles to find, and Apex and Existence will do exactly that. 2 versus 3 now. AZ still surviving, still wasting time at the back. There's a bomb carried down once again, down to a 2 versus 1 now. Apex trying to find an angle to plant the bomb here, but he can't even pick it up at the moment. It's just him now versus the crossfire. He could find himself a 1v1 on MSL, but MSL will come out on top. Got a bit of a fist bump with the Dane players there as they take another pistol round.
Absolutely. I really wasn't a fan of that from Titan. The fact they had no utility to work with whatsoever kind of is a weird decision for them to split up. They're better off to staying together and making sure they go frag with frag. The guys coming out middle there got naded to hell and had to come up with very low HP and got completely shut down by the player at quad. So an interesting round from them, but one I didn't like whatsoever. They're going to force up now with the Tech 9s, and we saw this before, and they've got the Tech 9s and they've got the smoke grenades going towards A. If they can get the smokes down correctly and get out there, it's so difficult to hold on the A-bomb side.
Titan are one of the teams I like to see most on the force buy with nades because they know how to use the nades better than most. So, Kenny with the Mac 10 with the Tech 9 going to come into the first frag, but AZ again picking up 2, and if he continues this way, then you really have to worry for Titan. 3 frags so far for AZ, make that a 4th. He's looking for the ace. The bomb is down. Bit of a consolation now for Titan. Will be good for their money. Nico will steal the 5th man there. Existence sent to the grave, but they have the plants.
Yep, that's all they're looking for there. They weren't going to win the round. They just needed to get the plant down. And our MVP from the first map on Mirage, AZ, picking up a nice 4K there, and that's going to be a great start for him. And it'll be interesting to see what Titan do here. They do have the opportunity to do a force with that bomb going down. I would like to see them just, yeah, like they got the Desert Eagles out, looking for some cheeky kills there. RPK will actually go for a bit of armor as well, but ultimately this is a save round from Titan, and we can see the rifles coming out from Dignitas. They will be looking to play quite a passive setup. They don't need to give too much away. They just need to hold the bomb sites and make sure they don't give a frag to one of those deadly deagles that we've seen so much of this tournament.
Yeah, and I feel like Titan are going indeed for damage. In this kind of situation, I wonder if it's worth, instead of the whole team buying pistols and RPK getting Kevlar, someone getting a smoke and a flashbang to try and get a second bomb plant down.
It'd be more useful, sure, like than RPK of armor. Like I don't really think that's going to be the differentiating factor in this round, is it? But here we go.
We'll
Titan
see.
setting up here. They got the bomb towards middle. Looks like someone's going to have to face from the boost spot. Apex is going to be the man to do that. Will he be able to convert this into a headshot? And it was very close, but in managing not to hit that one.
Blood is being spilled in the mid area. P coming out from the other CT. So that's a bit of info for Titan. They know where 2 CTs are. And there is a rotation. Again, Dignitas actually playing for the retake here towards the A site. And again, if Titan had a smoke, then they almost definitely get a bomb plant in this situation. Unbeknownst to them, of course, but now they're all getting cut down instead, basically, and this buy will be somewhat of a waste of money here for the Titan side. Only Apex and RPK remaining. Again, maybe they get a consolation frag, but not much to be done there from Titan. And really, I feel, I mean, they're not the only team to do that, who just go like this, all buy pistols and so on, but if they get a smoke and a flash, then maybe they have
it's a
more
really
money going forward.
Weird decision from RPK to get the armor there as well. Like I don't really understand the logic behind that one, but there you go. This is where it all comes to life now. The first gun round is about to commence, and we can see that Kenny has got the AWP. This is what we are talking about. He is the most important factor on the Team Titan. We see him do this quite a lot. He will work the A main area and see what frags are available to him. He will go all in on that face as well.
So you can see Dignitas are going to start with the 1-3-1 setup. They want to make sure they have secure control of the mid area. Leaves them options to potentially go for a push flank. Nico's playing very close. I'm not sure if he's on top of the... Oh no, he's just right next to the entrance. It is possible to sit on top of the T entrance to main as well. Very sneaky position, but not going to be utilized on this occasion. Still 3 people into mid here from Dignitas. They have 1 player, that's AZ, playing the A rotate. You can see him, he's going to go back and forth between the A site now, where they will find 2 plays in Squeaky and 2 plays in main for the Titan side. AZ dropping in some counter flashes for certain timings, but this time he does not win the duel. Maniac going to rip his head off. Counter flashes coming in for the CTs, and now give KRB an angle onto Apex. Pimp taking down Maniac as well, so hold working out so far. And Titan haven't even really gone for the execute yet.
No, they're still waiting here. The next frag to be very crucial, and there it is. Pimp data on existence, and it's going to be a clean up now for Dignitas. Last man standing is going to be Kenny S, who is yet to actually find a kill with the AWP. They're not really utilising him to the best ability there. He wasn't actually given any opportunity whatsoever to make a frag. The guys were going out before the smoke had even cleared, so Kenny S was made almost redundant in that round.
And again, if you look at the second round, oh no, the third round actually, where they just all bought the pistols and so on. And then you look at the buy round there, they were already limited on the grenades, and if they can maybe get a bomb plant in the previous round, then they have full nades, and who knows if it helps them in that prior round. But they will be back on the eco, and this time we're going to have Maniac with a smoke and a flash, and I think some players went back to get some more. So 3 smoke grenades and a flashbang. So it looks like they're going to go for an execute to plant the bomb. Again, they want that $800 bonus per person. Makes all the difference. But really, I would like to see this on third rounds as well from more teams.
They have got 3 smokes in hand as well, so they are looking to do some sort of execution with this. Bomb plant, obviously, like you said, is the most important factor here. With the Tech-9s in hand, anything can happen as well. We know how deadly it can be in the drive-by situations. If they manage to smoke off the key choke points here, it could be very important indeed.
All right, so Molotov coming down just to stop the Titan side. First frag's going to go the way of the CTs. AZ coming in again. He is already racking up the frags here. 3 players left for Titan. The bomb is down, although I think it's in a retrievable place unless it's been lost on the boost. Seems this is going to be abandoned by the Titan side. Only existence remaining here. And Nico missed the first shot. Only Kiabi's gone down for the T side. Can Dignitas get any more work in? Indeed he can. Pips goes down. Nico with the angle through the shutter there for an unceremonious elimination. Very nice shot indeed.
Here we go then. It'll be interesting to see what approach Titan bring to this one. Like I said before, Kenny S has been almost redundant in this game. He hasn't had any impact whatsoever. Sat on 1 kill into the 6th round. They're going to want to make more use of him now.
AZ is 13-2.
Well, there we go.
In 5 rounds.
He's finding some incredible form
13-2.
Kenny S again, going towards that A storage area. That's where he likes to favour. It would be good if they could boost him up here. And we can see there the run boost coming in for KJB. He's going to get up there. Nice work from him. And Kenny S finally arrived, takes down their AWP Nico. And that's going to be a great start for Titan now. Can they get this round on the board?
Indeed. And Titan obviously familiar with Kenny's spot. Should look for Kiabi if they choose to push that route later on. But Apex, the bomb carrier, is up in the boost spot. And he will be taken down by Pimp. So that's vision of the bomb here for Dignitas, and they can rotate their players accordingly. Kiabi still going to be just waiting in the boost spot in A, and now Titan are out of mid, and the bomb is down in mid. Unbeknownst to them, there are no Dignitas players. Once again, they've chosen to abandon mid and leave the Ts to it, and they've bolstered the sites with 2 men each. Titan in a position now to go for the B split through the vents, and that indeed that is what they're going to do. MSL going to be playing on the side. We've got Pimp rotating. But Titan with some more nades to throw before they start this push. Counter nades all over the place here for Dignitas. As MSL goes down from Kenny S. Pimp taking down Maniac. RPK going down as well. 2 for 1 from Pimp. And he will find the 3rd frag onto Kenny S as well.
That's a huge round from Pimp. What great work from him. Nico getting taken down. He picks up the AWP and responds straight away with 3 frags. And that's going to be a fantastic round for him, especially losing that first frag. Kenny S finally found a frag on the board and just was completely in vain there. And that's going to be 6-0 now in favour of Dignitas. And this is such a great start for them. And this is the moment on Mirage we saw them lose a few rounds after this. So they want to make sure they maintain this mentality, keep the rounds on the board and not let Titan get back into this one. You can see them on a very forced buy here. There's 1 AK on the board and 1 Tech-9. Oh, sorry, 3 Tech-9s. They have got utility to play with, though. They're looking to win this round.
This kind of play can work. I've seen it before. There was one time where Virtus Pro on the T side of Cash had an AWP on Pasha, and the rest had nothing, just knives and lints. And they got an opening on the B-bomb site and managed to win the round. We'll see if Existence can do something similar. The T's still spread out for the time being. And Existence is in the mid area, so I think he's going to be boosted up. Oh, actually, it's Apex who's going to be slam dunked by Nico. immediately. So they've got 1 AK. They want the entry, but they need the numbers to push afterwards, the numbers to steal the guns, and the numbers are going down. And there it is. The AK no longer exists. No pun intended. 3 Titan plays left, all spread out. So many counter grenades coming in. And again, Titan are notorious for their T-sides. Their T-sides is where their power is.
Yeah.
And they are about to go 0-7 down in the last map.
With so many like force buys like that, although they have the maximum money coming in, but they're not getting the bombs down. Like it's just going to be more of those force buys over and over again. Like this is a classic existence play for me. As soon as he gets to the point where they're getting in a real difficult situation, he will insist on keep the force buys rolling. And you can see now they have got enough money here. It won't be a complete full buy, but it will be something. It'll be a lot better than what they had before. You can see a Tech 9 there on existence. He'll be the one with carrying all the utility. Kenny S does manage to pick up an AWP here, so he, like we said before, he's been relatively quiet. RPK even yet to have a frag here going into the 8th round. I think they need to speed things up. They managed to get that frag early on in the last gun round, but they didn't execute fast enough for me. They need to take advantage of that kill straight away.
Look at the deaths on the Dignitas side, or moreover, the lack of.
The lack of them, yeah.
One player has 3 deaths, and he is leading the charge to the grave. The rest of them 2-1. AZ 15 frags on the board. Kirby looking to catch up, so is Pimp. We'll see who can connect. It's a good hold here. Got the pop flashes coming in. Dignitas looking solid at the moment. Titan can't really get a look in.
This is good.
As a well-timed Molotov from both teams actually, forcing rotations from all the sides. Push going to come in from Apex, but Pimp will prove victorious. Kirby's going to go down, but his teammate's still in there. Both players quite low, Pimp and Existence, but Pimp will find a frag first. Kenny jumping for the angle, but Nico will be ready and waiting. AZ coming in to just extend his lead at the top of the leaderboard. RPK with no bomb anywhere close will try and find a frag towards the B bomb site. Indeed, he'll get one. But at this point, again, it will be a consolation. Titan are on a crash course to 0-8 on a map that you could consider one of their signatures in the past.
Yeah, well, they're trying to do this play style of going for frags and kind of making sure they boost up middle and see what's available. They did manage to get one frag before in the last gun round, but I think they need to go back to the Titan basics, like doing a full A execute with all the smokes that we know they can do. That might be time to do something like that, but at the same time we can see a pause coming in next round. I think that's going to be amplified, and the Dignitas are going to know that's going to be coming, and that's the point. When you can take a pause, it's obvious you're trying to think about what you can do to get back into the game, and I wouldn't be surprised we saw a very aggressive round now from Dignitas coming in to shut down something that Titan may be looking to counter with.
Titan do not have many kills.
That is fundamental CS, isn't it? And,
at the moment.
If you can't get the kills, you're not going to win in many rounds, and that is the problem for them right now. They seem to be getting shut down. It's not even team fights. It seems it's just one-on-ones getting lost all over the place, and forcing themselves out into smokes is a big problem for them right now. You can see like this is a horrible situation for them. They're having to do almost anything to try and get back into it. But like I said, I think they go back to the Titan classics, take it back a year, start doing some full-on executions, and see how that goes for them. Yeah,
in no uncertain terms, this is a very bad situation for Titan. They are up against a monster deficit. Again, you know, if things go the right way, then they could take it to, like, let's say 9-6. I don't think 8-7 is happening with them all being wiped out in the previous round. But a 9-6 might be possible for them. Very unlikely. They don't seem to be getting a sniff in here. And again, this is a map where, I mean, a game of 2 teams here, and Dignitas are playing very, very solidly. Every round they've had a stronghold in the mid area, which again, of course, it closes down many options for Titan. They can't go for the pinch through short and A main for A. They can't go for the pinch through the vents for B. It just makes it makes everything more difficult.
They haven't really tried anything that creative yet. That's the whole thing. That they're just boosting up, looking for any sort of frags they can get. They're getting smoked out, and the clock's running down. They're forcing them way out. They haven't actually tried the wall of smokes middle. They haven't tried to get the mid control there through that way. They're kind of holding the players on the boost area for so long that they get molotoved and forced to face as well. Like I said, like this is the round where Dignitas are going to answer back as well, with the pause coming in for so long. Like, you know what Existence is up to. You know he's trying to think of something masterful to bring out the bag, but I think Dignitas going to be ready for this. You know, like, look out for this round. It's going to be quite an explosive one, I feel.
Yeah, so the question, you can see Dignitas are very chilled out indeed, whereas the question for Titan is, why aren't we succeeding right now? What is going on? What do we need to change here? You can see everyone's piping in and offering suggestions, because again, they're just, well, it seems they're going for the picks. They're not always working out. Again, you saw Kenny going for like a jumping pick at a pre-fire angle on Nico, but he should never win that duel. With Nico just sitting there, click, dead. That's a wrap. Whereas Kenny's just dancing around the map with the keyboard and the mouse, and you know, things looking hard for the Titan side. And again, regarding their force buys and not having the grenades that maybe they need to get those entries, to get that flashbang in there, so Kenny doesn't have to go for such a peak. He can force the CTs out of those angles.
Every round so far for their T campaign has been almost a force buy. They've got themselves in that horrible Titan situation where Kevin's asking to buy up every single time. You can see yet again, Kenny S is going to have the Tech 9 in hand, and this is going to be a very important round indeed as we go back into it now. And it looks like they actually have got the dual orb set up for Dignitas. They're mixing things up themselves.
All right, so Dignitas, again, it's really good. Like, Dignitas are giving up certain parts of the map. Like, they're taking the jewels that they want to take. They want to take them on their terms. So again, you saw in Mirage, they were like, okay, you want mid? You can have mid, but you can't have connector. And there have been 1 or 2 rounds here where they've moved to more passive positions in mid and allowed Titan to push, but Titan have not managed to get anywhere following that. So again, we can see the presence up to main, and it's going to be the straight peek again, but this time they will not get the frag. RPK's on 5 HP, but they have information, and they have nades to the Titan side, but how can they use them? Got players heading over towards mid, so it seems like they're going to go for the split after all. Apex will fall to Nico, however. His position still not being denied with any smokes or flashbangs. There was a flash just there, but again, still no push yet from Titan.
This is like getting pretty desperate now. It's actually looking really bad for Titan. Like, what they're doing is not very impressive at all. There's no real pressure against Dignitas here. They're going to just let the clock run down more and more, and it's going to be a real difficult plan for them now.
Yeah, they're just constantly shoulder peeking, and I think that was a bit of a bait to allow RPK to come out, and indeed he will find a frag onto Nico, but is it too late for the team? There's CTs with a 2-man advantage now. The bomb's gone down at least, but Kenyes needs a clutch versus 3. We've got more Molotovs coming out for the CT side. He's not going to get the spray onto either player here. 9-0 to Team Dignitas.
So another almost forced by there. Kenyes actually started off with the Tech 9. And that, for me, after all that time of talking about what they were going to do, like, what really came of that? Like, they came out onto the bomb side really delayed, didn't really make any sort of impact whatsoever, and quite disappointing for them after that. But they will have enough to buy almost every single round now. Kenyes has got the AWP out again, and let's see what they can do with this one.
They have 13 kills in 9 rounds, and AZ has more than that on his own. Titan going for maybe some fast aggression with some lurkers in other places. Existence cannot find the angle in mid. And again, can Titan... They're back to map 1 where they're not winning the duels. There we go. Apex coming in. RPK will find a trade, but MSL fully prepared to trade Dignitas straight back, get the bomb, get the mollies down, counter flashes, and there's another player in the vent, and guess who? It's AZ.
He's back, doing serious work, and the bomb's down to checkers now. And Kenyes is going to be able to smoke off one of the choke points there. Maniac actually answers back here, but a kill being exchanged. It might be 2. Distance making a 2-on-2 situation now. And they've got to get this bomb back quickly before the time runs out yet again. Kenyes trying to find any sort of wallbang here, but that smoke's going to be so difficult for them now to try and get that bomb.
Dignitas supporting each other so well so far, trading all over the place, holding all the angles, but now it's down to a 2 versus 2, and they will hear the scarpering of the Titan player, and they should see that the bomb is going away as well. Existence coming in for the flank, but he will not find the frag. 15 HP. Now things are getting a little bit crazy. He's running distraction over towards the B bomb site. He will go down, leaving Kenny in a 2 versus 1. Can he cross the path to A before the CTs get to car? Indeed he can. Nico, though, has got the lasers pointed in Kenny's direction, but Kenny has a laser of his own. Crouch peek comes in, and he's going to find Nico's head, but he looks to reposition, but MSL's right behind Nico, gets an insta-trade, and it's 10-0 to Dignitas. How many rounds can they get here?
What a perfect 2-on-1 situation for them. As soon as his teammate went down there, he was ready to make that frag straight away. A lot of teams would have gone from different angles and tried to pincer him, but they knew exactly what they had to do there. And almost a round on board for Titan there, but unfortunately 10-0. Like, what can you do in this situation? They're trying almost everything now. I really do think they need to go back to the basics, get the mid control, the mid smokes, even just do a classic A take with the wall of smoke there and get the bomb down. At least make it a clutch situation where it can be competitive.
Who could have seen 10-0 coming with Titan on the T side? Oh, that's a good punish there by Apex. Again, it's common for CTs to put a smoke into A main and then try and walk into A main behind the smoke. Some people jump up onto the boxes at the back or just lurk in there, try and find themselves some surprise frags. You can shut down a round with a play like that, just as we've seen Dignitas shut down a round and pick up the bomb in many situations in this match. But it'll be Titan now, bringing it to a 2-man advantage. They are in good stead to find their first round on the board. Now you see the flashbangs coming in properly. Nico's blind. Nico forced to retreat. Kiabi coming in for support will take down Existence. The B-bomb site's been abandoned by the CTs, but the Titan side still prodding, only just getting into there now. And Nico's in position to maybe do something about this. We could see possibly a crazy play through the smoke here. Pimp with a second AWP, holding an angle, waiting for a peek from the T players. He will nade the usual spot that the plant comes in at, but I believe it's been planted for checkers in the far left corner of the site.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right here. And this will be a very important round, obviously, for the T side here. There's really make sure they don't do any silly mistakes. Nico picking up a frag onto Apex now. And the next 10 seconds will be very important indeed.
Clock is ticking, but a retake with 2 orbs is going to be very, very hard. They will just hold the angles and do the damage to the Titan side. Nico's got a good position to find another frag, but that should be that. The Titan players will make their escape, and they will get what at this point could be a consolation round on the board.
Yeah, we have to remember if they lose the next one here, the money gets reset and then they're in a world of pain here. They need to make sure they convert this into a couple of rounds at least just to keep this competitive and not let them slip into like a 13-2 or 14-1 situation. We can see that Dignitas were running a double ult setup. They're going to keep that running here as well. Titan don't actually have an AWP of themselves, so they got the mid control quite nicely there. I think it was AZ who gave away his frag quite early on. I think that was instrumental to them getting the round. I think he's learned his lesson there. They're going to play a little bit more passive here. And Pimp locking down their B storage area of the AWP there.
After 11 rounds, Existence is top fragging for Titan with 5 frags.
Wow, we were.
They are going to need a hell of a lot more than that if they want to even save face in this final game. So we could see Kiabi in the boost spot again in A, and if things keep going this way, then Maniac may not even get an opportunity to show us what can be done in that position if you're a Titan player. Double ops continue here for the Dignitas side, and that will mean that Titan are going to have to be very careful indeed about these shoulder peaks. We've got a Pimp over towards B-bomb site with MSL playing close rifle support as Titan take over mid, but it will be of course AZ finding the first frag of the round. Bomb headed over towards the A site, and again that boost could come in handy here. I don't know if Kiabi has spotted Maniac. Indeed he has, finally executing him. He's got one more plane to find, that's a bomb carrier. Apex finding the frag though with support from Kenny S. 3 versus 3 with one person on the site here. Whoa. What a snap from Nico, that's completely absurd. Another frag coming in for the CT side, leaving RPK on the site. He's got the bomb, he's got 20 seconds to plant it. He knows where one is. Nade coming in, doing minimal damage. That is a full flash. But RPK can see once again. So the flank is coming in. This is Cluedo in the kitchen with the hammer, and there it goes. MSL finding the frag to take it to 11-11. Team Dignitas back to winning ways.
That shot from Nico was absolutely insane. I thought he was absolutely done for there when he's in the corner. Manages to do that unbelievable flick shot there. I haven't seen one of those in quite a while. That was a mid-air, no-scope almost in the air, so great work from him. And this is the situation we were talking about for Titan. As soon as they win that one round and lose the one after, they're just absolutely done for in terms of economy. And they get themselves in the most difficult situation. They kind of have to force by this one as well. You can see themselves actually go for the Tech 9s, a bit of armor there, a smoke on RPK. But they have to go towards the A-bomb, so we see them favour this quite a lot. But this is getting to the point of no return now. Like, they're so far away from actually making this competitive. It's difficult to see them getting back into this one.
It's never over until it's over, although
this is pretty close.
AZ, I don't see him being stopped on the T side. Titan have taken a fast A site. Dignitas may be playing for the retake. Bomb finally goes down. Pimp already on the flank. There will be many directions for Titan to deal with limited equipment. And again, I don't even know how much doing damage does matter at this point for the Titan side. They are just being naded to oblivion here. HE's Molotov coming in. Only one player down, that's MSL. And that will be, again, a consolation for Titan as the round will go to Dignitas. But Titan should have a bye for the next round.
Yeah, getting the bomb down is very important there. They're going to have quite a healthy bye here. It's not going to be a full bye. They might be able to get a little AWP out. But for me, the AWP hasn't really had any impact whatsoever. I think Kenny S has made one serious frag there. And he has picked it up now, but he won't be taking any armor whatsoever. So it looks like he's got that B spawn. He's going to go for the aggressive pick. They know they've been running 2 AWPs so far, but this time they actually haven't. So whether he actually gets some confrontation will be yet to be seen.
Right, so he's going to get the angle early, but you can see MSL looking to bring death from above. He will see legs before they see anything. Interesting nerdy fact. If the CTs are peeking from the vent, with the vent broken, then their legs will be exposed to the T's approaching B, but that's not the case for now. Again, Dignitas with a solid hold in mid, and this time we have a push coming in from Pimp. He had a peek, but he's gone back towards the vent, so a bit of a peek and a bit of a passive play afterwards. More frags coming the way of the Dignitas side. Only Kenny and RPK remaining with no significant advancement. They don't have any real estate here. They are of no fixed abode, although Kenny's looking to make A his home. But there's much work for them to do if they are to take a second round to double their score.
Now they have got the bomb in middle here. It's on RPK. He needs to find a frag in the next 5 seconds or so. And there it is. AZ goes down. And that's a good little bit of information for them there. But Pimp will take the bomb himself. And Kenny has got a mountain to climb. As I said, though, he does take out Pimp. And he's going to be left in a very difficult situation. 30 seconds left on the clock. 2-on-1 now.
What's even more awkward is the bomb went sideways and is very much in the corner behind that structure. So he's got to go deep into an unguarded territory to find the bomb. The bomb he will find. Now he'll allow him to put himself in a 1 versus 1, which he will skip past. So we will see the plant here, but he has enemies swarming close. Kenyas not finding the frag onto MSL. The highlight reels that we are so used to seeing, we may not see today.
Yeah, this is getting almost awkward now. The fact there are 13 rounds, Titan with 1, this is getting to the point that Titan just really can't get into this one. This could be another force buy for them again. I don't think they'll be able to get the AWP out this time. But what do you suggest they do for the last round? I think they just need to just go somewhere fast. Maybe even a B rush should be successful at this point, judging by the state of affairs that's been going on at A.
After 13 rounds of no success, I do not know what to suggest for the side, but maybe it is going to be the B rush here. And it's only MSL, but how many can he find here? He's repositioning to try and retreat. Kenny will find a trade with the AK. So indeed, the fast shock and awe towards B bomb site may net Titan a second round here. RPK, Kenny S finding more frags, but Dignitas with nothing to lose. KRB and Nico should go for the push here. KRB waiting for a person to stop the flank to come in. That's Existence, but he's stopping the flank from A. Unbeknownst to him, KRB's already in an advanced position. And KRB may press on, deciding that there is no flank. We'll see the gun of RPK and finding himself a frag. And here, the flank finally announces itself. But he may just leave Existence to it. Nope, he's going to find a bit of a headshot, and he will start the push. So, ooh, Nico almost finding the frag onto Kenny, but down to 1 versus 1 now. Kenny being dinked, and that could have been even the last round going the way of Dignitas, but it came down to the 1-tap. Kenny will be the one proving victorious for Titan, finally.
Probably should have just rushed B every round, judging by the success of that one. Actually got into the bomb site and probably did a lot better than what they did. 13-2 though, in favour of Dignitas. They go onto the T side and out of Dcash. And we've seen them do some pretty simple stuff on the rest of the campaign here. They can see they have got quite a lot of utility here. They've got 2 smokes, 4 flashbangs, and they were making them well to a kind of standard setup here. They've got 1 player into the B storage, 1 person holding middle, and they've got boost coming in as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds for them. So
Titan keeping things standard here. We've got Existence behind the sandbags, definitely playing for the retake. Dignitas moving into middle. How many frags can Existence get? They are just walking with a very quiet procession. Existence playing for the information, but he's got 3 people to deal with now. Can he find himself 1 frag? Indeed, he
sort of.
He won't, because it'll be a team kill actually, but a bomb has been put all the way in the sandbags, retrieved by the T's now. Frags coming in for both sides. Can they get the flank onto short before the bomb gets to the site? No, the bomb is on the site. The bomb will get planted. 3 versus 2 now. Advantage Dignitas, holding down Car, holding down short. 3 versus 1. Triangle of doom for Kenny to try and deal with, and there will be too many angles. Pimp will find him from the side, and Dignitas are 2 rounds away from a monster score here versus Titan.
Yeah, this is going to be really impressive. Like, we know that Titan are going to force buy this one. They need to get back into it. But Dignitas are more than aware of this. They just need to stay safe here. Their options are go very fast into one of the bomb sites and hope they haven't stacked it there, or just play a very methodical game, frag for frag, making sure they're not dropping any silly mistakes there. So that's the approach I think they're going to go for here.
Titan in the death throes, going for the force buy here. Will we see a pop flash push through to main? Indeed, Apex with, actually it's going to be a smoke as opposed to a flash, so they will hold their own for the time being. Dignitas waiting for a push somewhere across the map, holding a line almost across the whole place. But, oh, Titan, here it comes, the boost here. Apex playing close. He may go for a listen in. MSL though, waiting for Apex, finding the frag of the Galil. It's much superior weaponry here for Dignitas, so that's the first one down for Titan. Pimp opening the door. We have the smokes coming in. Onto the forklift, actually. They are smoking off all the close quarters areas, giving themselves the advantage. This is a nice anti-eco smoke strategy here, and it's working out so far. Only one frag, Maniac taking down Pimp, insta-trade. RPK being the last one standing. There's one frag. Can he get a second? Indeed he can. Many bullets in that 5-7. Going to run out eventually, though. 16 HP versus 2. But they are both within tapping distance. Headshot coming out for Kiabi, and that is a lot of match points for Dignitas.
Yes. I don't really know what we can even say that Titan could do in this situation. They've just force bought then. They're going to have to force buy again. It's going to be even more difficult mountain to climb. We just see Dignitas actually upgrading all their submachine guns to AKs now. They can taste the glory here. Titan are so close to going home, and you only can see it going one way at this point.
Yeah, and let's not just focus on Titan here. Dignitas have played an excellent game. Once again, AZ playing out of his mind here. MSL going to fall to RPK. Trades coming in from Nico. I don't think Titan are going to get a sniff of that weapon anytime soon. But Apex can see he's hungry for it. Looking in the headshot area of the boost spot. But again, there is support on the ground here from Nico. Maniac with the signature 5-7. Not where he wants to be by any means. But he may have a challenge coming his way soon. Death from above, Kenny is coming in, finding himself 2 frags. I have no idea how he did that, but he'll give his team the man advantage. But still, they have not picked up any of these juicy rifles hanging around. Pimp taking down Existence. Bomb should be collected soon from Dignitas, but there is a flank coming in from what is now the last player, Maniac.
Is your man with the 5-7. Not so much, and there it is, 16-2. What an absolute disruption of the Titan side there. They will be going home, and there are your winners, Team Dignitas.
Well, that is definitely going to put them on the map as a serious contender, if anything, will. Team Dignitas with an absolute rout onto Titan in the final map, and the first one, again, excellent individual performances from MSL and AZ in particular. And just great play. I mean, just the teamwork we had there. It's not just about the frags, but the way they support each other in certain situations where the guy at the front has got a trade fragger and he has a trade fragger behind him as well. Just solid play all round from Team Dignitas there. They will move on to tomorrow, whereas Titan will make an untimely exit, you might say.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a shame for Titan. Is now I think their future is quite uncertain. A lot of people have been speculating as to what lies for them if they crash out in this tournament yet again. It's been a very disappointing tournament. It goes without saying. That last map for them was 16-2. Like they should be beating Dignitas on paper. They should be the better team. What do you think this kind of sets them for the future?
Well, I think part of the question is this Titan not reaching their potential, or is this Dignitas raising their level to a higher tier, basically?
From what I saw from that game, it was the former. It seemed like Titan were making a lot of questionable decisions with their buying and their approach to the T side of cash as well. Like, it didn't seem like they had any real idea of what was going on. They got locked down quite early on. No real tactics being employed. That's what Titan are famous for, executing these great strategies and having beautiful CS come into the board. We didn't see any of that. We see them getting locked down and looked a bit confused, actually.
Yeah, and I suppose those two things go hand in hand as well. If you keep forcing, you're not going to allow yourself the tools to go for the executes that you have in the bag. There was a lot of picky playing going on there. Again, one of the most telling ones was Nico just sitting there, just watching the angle onto A. Kenny trying to go for like a signature pick, but had to like jump into the angle, which was impressive in itself. But Nico, all he has to do is click. A
single click, and there it was. So Titan are knocked out of the tournament.
Indeed.
Dignitas proceed. Do we know who they're going to be playing next?
I don't know. Maybe the Desco, but again, that's like a lot of those guys had Titan. I think they were the most common pick for the Dark Horse. At least mine's still alive. I think we'll throw it over to Sir Scoots.
Usually helps to not pick a dark horse, and then that's how they survive really long in the tournament. What I do is I pick the best team in the tournament, and then when they survive, I'm like, hey, my dark horse is surviving. Yeah, it's almost like they're not that darker horse. Hi, I'm James Bardolph. Who am I again? Some fighting guy. So yeah,
Right.
it's getting late at night. You know, tensions are frayed.
Yeah, he's a fancy like posh important guy at Face
We've
It.
got him on camera there.
You know, you might not hire you again. He's got some power over there
I
at
don't
Face
know.
It.
Listen, I'm not gonna work there again anyway.
James,
dark horses.
you can't
are.
see James, but
Listen,
you're like,
I'm
you're
done.
damn right,
I'm
you're
done.
not working here again.
I'm
So
done.
again, I don't think anyone thought that was going to happen, huh?
No, no one definitely did, and we certainly didn't, because that shouldn't be happening. Quite frankly, that is. We made the joke there that we're not going to bother with the heat map because the only heat should be coming from the embarrassment on Titans' faces.
Yeah.
I mean,
for that
there was a
performance.
little bit of, like, there's a tiny little negligible amount of heat coming off that steaming pile of Titan, but, you know, not enough to really even warm yourself by.
And this is the thing, like, you know, we'll definitely give credit to Dignitas in a moment. But let's just talk about what's going on at Titan. They've been progressively going backwards. They're missing opportunities left, right, and centre to get into finals, to get into semi-finals. If you said to Titan, again, we're only talking 3 months ago, to make it into the knockout stages of a tournament, all you got to do is win a best-of-3 series against Team Dignitas. Titan would be like, yeah, we'll have that any day, no problem. Nobody would bet against that. Nobody would call that going any other way. And at this point, it's just getting to the stage where Titan are looking so bad. I mean, they weren't even in that deciding map at any point that you've got to say if Titan were an animal, you would just put it down at this point. So I do not know what is going on with them.
Yeah, the problem is, think about the narrative that we set up for this story. Okay, map 1 was supposed to be Dignitas' map. Obviously, you know, that's the one they had the better on.
Still close.
Yet Titan almost won the map. They were really in the map. Second map, Cobblestone. Okay, Titan convincingly take it. Third map's the one that's supposed to be the close one. And that's the one that's the absolute dominant one for Dignitas, but it wasn't even vaguely close. I mean, I think until Kenny kind of like padded it out with a few AWP kills towards the end, there was a point in time where everyone in Titan was on like 5 kills when you were like 12 rounds into the game or something ridiculous. Like, they just had nothing going on. Yeah, in general, I think this is the worst I've ever seen Titan. This is the absolute pits. Because the thing is, there was previous times when some of these players were playing as bad, but at least you had Kenny Esten. At least you had that one guy who could just drag you across the finish line, elevate you above the level you're at. This is what happens when they don't even have that. This is just nothing right now. At the moment, I have them ranked currently, they've dropped down to 7th in my rankings. At this rate, they're going to end up getting eclipsed by Dignitas. They're going to be like 8th sooner or later.
That
would have been inconceivable for Titan.
I'd argue this tournament, they've beat them in 2 series.
And this is a team, remember, that when they have their good
Surely
days,
they have leapfrogged
they're
them
going
now.
to semis, they're going to finals, but this is nothing at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely woeful. And the thing is, you know, like I said, with all the investment that's gone into the team, it's majorly disappointing. Titan were one of the sort of the early front runners to be like, hey, look, there's got to be other professional teams in this scene, not just NIP. Everybody needs to step up and come up to the bar that the Swedes set. And Titan were the first people to really try and do that. And this is just like, this is as far as they've fallen. I mean, I'm aghast. You know, he's taking it even worse. He's a Titan fan.
Yeah. Well, we're going to come back talk more. We're also, after this interview, going to jump, for all you folks at home, Virtus Pro Mouse Sports has gone to map 3. It's 3-1 right now in Mouse Sports' favor. So we're going to do a quick interview with Pimp. Chewy and Pimp are together down in the press area. But then we're going to throw it back to our casters, and we're going to get that last map of the last possible semifinalist coming forward with our casters. So, Chewy, take it away. You got Pimp down there.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Scoots. Pimp alongside me. First of all, congratulations on that win. Thoroughly deserved. Now, before we delve into the game too much that's just happened, you've obviously played Titan before so far in this tournament. How confident were you guys coming into this match against them before it even started, knowing that you'd already beaten them here?
Well, I think we're pretty confident. We beat them yesterday 2-0 with not even close scores at all. It was quite convincingly from us yesterday. I think it's always harder to play the same team twice when you're on equal level, when you already won them, because they have a lot they can change on, where we pretty much have to do the same as we did yesterday because it worked. So they had a slightly advantage there. So probably why it was so close today, I think, at least on the first 2 maps. But yeah, we were confident that we can win, and luckily we did.
Yeah, well, you had that first map on Mirage, which looked really good. You looked confident there. Obviously a map which you guys do feel confident on. And then Cobblestone, it got a bit shaky at times. How are you guys feeling after that second map loss?
Well, we felt horrible. It felt that we lost 16-0. Like, we didn't feel that we have a chance at all at Cobblestone for some reason. They played it great, and we lost pretty much every duel in the game, every important duel. So all we could do was just run around and get shot in the back, or get shot without even having the chance to turn around the round. So we just felt basically outplayed. So that was not a great feeling, but they're good on Cobblestone, and we played horrible.
And was there a point on that map where you really felt that this is over now, we just need to wait for map number 3, or did you try and play it out until the end? It's obviously a difficult situation there for you all.
We always play to the end. Like we played them a week ago on couple, where we won actually, and we had a really good T side where we got 12 or 11 rounds, I think. So we knew that we could pull it off, but they just played much better than us on Cobblestone and showed they were the better team on that map.
Well, obviously, you managed to pick yourselves back up and in convincing fashion as well with a 16-2 win on the final map. Cash, can you just talk us through exactly what went through, what the communications were like for you guys to pick yourselves up back in that fashion and put such a convincing result in?
Yeah, I mean, we won the pistol round, and then we actually won the second and the third round for the first time at this tournament, I think. We've been pretty good in the gun round, but horrible in the anti-eco. So we got a good start, and we also won the first buy round, and then we're leading 5-0, and then we made some good calls. We took some good decisions. We had an idea about what they were doing and what they'd like to do in the game, and we made the right calls all the way through. And we had some individuals that stepped the game up and really took a lot of kills. So it was just a team effort, and everything just went right.
Yeah, I don't think it could have gone much better for you there on that third map. So looking to tomorrow now, you've made it out of the group stages, going through into the semi-finals. You'll be facing up against Envy. What do you expect from that match?
Well, we want our revenge. We lost to them at DreamHack Tours there at their home field, 2-0. But we should have won just 2. If I'm not mistaken, we were leading 15-12 on the second map, and we should have got it to third at least in the DreamHack Tours semi-final. So we'd like to take the revenge there and see if we have become any better since that game, because we felt close back then, and hopefully now we're even closer.
Well, congratulations once again, and best of luck tomorrow against NVS. Scoots and the guys at the Gfinity desk, what do you think of their match against Envy tomorrow?
I think
See
their
if they
match.
get revenge.
Yeah, we shall see. Yeah.
Revengi, I like to call it.
Revengi. So again, we don't want to. We're not going to punch.